Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the ball game as we get set for the opening pitch here between Pontotoc and Tupelo 49ers. The first of two games this afternoon, as that pitch is fouled off for a long strike. Your first pitch of the ball game coming your way at 5:03. It's a 5:03 opening pitch here between Tupelo and Pontotoc. It'll be a 7-inning game, then a 5-inning game here this evening. Adam Gore and Brian Baldwin.
How's it going, Adam?
BB in the house, helping out with tonight's broadcast. And Brian, thanks for jumping in on us here.
Yeah, man, y'all let anybody in this place, right?
Hey, if they let me in here, then you obviously have a open invite at any time. So this is going to be Caleb Hobson to lead us off here. And he swings on this one, and it's hit to the shortstop, bobbles it around a little bit. Throw over, though, is in time. Nicely done there to retire Hobson 6-3. So, Brian, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and who you know, and name drop, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm Brian Baldwin. I am a Libra. I'm joking. No, I'm Brian Baldwin. I work for the Blue Delta Gene Company. I run our manufacturing process down there. I'm 1/3 of the Tenacious 3 trio that does the football show on Friday nights with you and our guy McKinley Holland, who's down there coaching the 49ers as we speak. And, man, pretty much just a man about town, going a little stir-crazy right now with this stuff, you know, the lack of action. But I'm glad to be here for this.
Absolutely, as this is now going to be Albritton at the plate. He's playing shortstop. Swings on this one, pops it up to the right side of the field. It's going to get out in foul territory, but it's going to run out of real estate there, so that goes for a strike. 0-2 now is the count here to Albritton. It'll be Robertson on deck. He is the extra hitter. Don't typically have that in the normal game of baseball, but different game, different rules, and this is what we're going to play with in tonight's game.
Yeah, I used to play some slow-pitch softball in Topsy back in the day in South Pontotoc, and we had an extra hitter, and depending on how late in the day it got, I was sometimes that guy.
Nice. Waiting the 0-2 pitch, a curveball that just couldn't quite get on top of that time, goes high for a ball. On the hill here for the 49ers is Jackson McCoy. So Jackson McCoy on the hill here, getting the start this evening.
You know, Hobson earlier for Pontotoc, you got to get the ball out of your glove quick to get him out. He nearly beat out a pretty sharply hit ground ball to the shortstop. Man, that guy's tough. I expect big things out of him today for Pontotoc.
Absolutely, and let's just talk about this a little bit. We talked about it with Coach last week, but this is a great opportunity. And there's no state championships, as this is an infield fly. Pitcher going to call everyone off, and McCoy will get him to pop out for the second out of the inning. But no state tournament, no World Series to play for. These guys on the field right now, one, playing for the love of the game, and two, playing to maybe find a spot that's open on some of these teams that maybe didn't get a chance to scout them in high school.
Yeah, you know, you're right about that. And, it may even be more meaningful that you can't win the ultimate prize, because now you want to go out and win every one of them.
Yeah.
You don't take that game for granted. You enjoy the trips more, because it might not lead to like the next step. It's actually, who knows what the rest of the summer holds. But it's just a good opportunity for them to work on their game, get some live strokes against people. Shout out to McKinley and Coach Browning and the few folks in the area who were able to keep it going. But shout out to them for making it happen.
That pitch goes high for ball 2. 2-0 now is the count. This is Robertson at the plate, as we said, playing in that EH position. Let's call it that instead of the DH position. Swings on this one, fouls it off, and now the count will go 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. We're scoreless with Pontotoc at the plate wearing the red jerseys. Both teams in the white pants, and Tupelo 49ers in that blue jersey with the blue hats. 2-1 offering coming. And they're going to say he went on the swing, was unable to check up there, and evens the count now at 2-2.
I've always felt like the check swing call is the equivalent to a charge call in high school basketball. It's almost a coin flip half the time. It's, the discretion of the umpire, but I feel like he went there.
So waiting the 2-2 pitch here. On its way, swung on and missed for strike 3. Big-time strikeout there to get a 3-up, 3-down inning. Let's look at that on the instant replay there, and a nice job by McCoy to get that strike 3. The first strikeout of the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll step away as due up in the bottom half of the inning will begin Oswalt and Davis for the 49ers, scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now head to the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless here between Pontotoc and Tupelo, the premier rivalry when it comes to American Legion baseball, and not only North Mississippi, but the entire state here. So many state championships, trips to the World Series have come through these two teams over the year. On the hill here for Pontotoc is Reed. I can't really make out that first name there. Kevin, maybe?
You know what?
Yeah,
we can go with Mr. Reed.
Yeah, we're just going to stick with Reed right now.
Yeah.
As the pitcher on the hill here finds himself behind the count 0-2. That's the voice of Brian Baldwin joining us for the broadcast tonight. I'm Adam Gore. We appreciate everyone that's tuning in tonight. Of course, we know that, Brian, times are a little bit crazy, so maybe some parents, grandparents aren't too comfortable with getting out, and we're more than happy to step up and help bring you a little 49er and Pontotoc baseball your way tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice day, but, if you don't feel like getting out in the crowd and maybe having to get in your car and waste a little gas to get over here, this is a great alternative for sure.
So 1-2 now is the count. That pitch misses. 2-2 now goes the count here, as this is Gann, Oswalt, and Davis. Gann playing in left field to start us off here in the bottom of the first inning.
Pretty good-looking athlete down there. Both sides have some good-looking athletes. Pico Townsend from Pontotoc looks like a Division I linebacker.
Absolutely, as that pitch fouled off. Good job there, keeping the at-bat alive. And that's one thing you kind of get with this American Legion. You get a good mixture of talent. You get some of the top high school talent, some of the top junior college talent, some of the young guys that may go to Ole Miss, Mississippi State. So really just a collection of outstanding baseball players.
Yeah, for sure. I like how it's kind of like a melting pot. You have guys that play for different folks. Guys have different philosophies. Some guys are going to drop and drive. Some guys are going to be guys that move guys over, and they develop a new role sometimes that they don't have on their high school team. So it's interesting to see how those things kind of shake out.
Yeah, that was just a nasty hook there. 12-6 curveball that got Gann looking for the first out of the inning. And so now with one away, this is going to be the center fielder, Oswalt, at the plate. There's that curveball again. It's in there for a strike. And I tell you what, if you can throw your curveball for strikes and mix in a fastball here and there, it's going to be a tough night for these guys facing Reed on the hill.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it. Anything that bent a little bit, I was already back in the dugout.
He's going to go with it again, and again, big looping curveball. Not only is he locating for strikes, but he's locating inside-outside well with his curveball. So he is dialed in here early. 0-2 is the count to Oswalt. This time, just a little fastball that's hung up out of the zone. See if you can even chase one good eye on the part of Oswalt to hold back on that one.
I think Oswalt goes to Nettleton. He's a real good two-sport athlete down there. Plays linebacker on the football team. Yeah, they're really excited about what he's got going forward athletically.
There's a fastball right back up the middle. Center fielder jogs back and collects it for the out. Nice job there, mixing up some pitches, keeping the guys on their toes, and just gets a routine fly ball out to center field for out number 2.
Yeah, you're going to have to do a lot further than that for Caleb Hobson to not be underneath it.
This is now Connor Davis coming to the plate. Connor playing shortstop.
I want to give a shout out real quick to my man Derek Vandegrift, the mayor of Enville, Mississippi. Watching on the live stream right now. He said Adam sounds like a real pro. Best baseball guy he's heard since Bob Costas.
Probably the best baseball announcement he's heard this year, considering there's.
Well, he's a big Braves guy, so I mean, that's high praise for you. You're the best one he's heard this year for sure.
Well, since you mentioned Bob Costas, I'm going to go ahead and hit the lean real quick. 1-0 is the count as that pitch goes high. 2-0 now is the count here to Davis.
I'll tell you a funny story about Derek since we're at a baseball game. He had a cabin in Enville, and we were there one night, and he was doing a home run derby online, and he had Fred McGriff, and he had like 77 home runs in a row. It was the most impressive athletic achievement I've ever seen on a video game.
And Davis is hit by the pitch, so he'll head down to first base. I don't like to call that a free pass. You get hit by a pitch, you earned it.
Ain't nothing about that free.
Yeah. You say that, you make me want to break out like my old school NES and Super NES. Because I have that Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball game.
Dude, that was great.
Yes.
I was a big fan of that. All the teams had kind of names that were representative of the place they were from. So, like, Detroit had all the Motown singers.
Yes.
That was always fun.
So, new batter at the plate. This is going to be Ketchum. Jack Ketchum. He is playing at first base.
So, if you had to choose a video game, would you go RBI Baseball, the original for the NES, or would you go with King Griffey for the Super Nintendo?
Oh, man, I'm an original guy. Give me the RBI for the NES.
A Vince Coleman ground ball in the infield was an automatic base hit.
Yes.
That was almost like a cheat code.
Yes.
That was fun. I kind of miss those days of the simple games. Now you got directional hitting and guessing pitches. And
I can't even play those.
Yeah, I mean, it's like speaking Greek to me.
2-0 is the count here to Ketchum, the first baseman. As that pitch drifts high for a ball, and Reed was grooving pretty well, then hits Davis with a pitch and now finds himself behind the count 3-0. So you feel like the red light's going to be on here for Ketchum with a runner at first and one out.
Wish I knew his first name. Let's see what we got here. Jack, that's right. Oh, I think he's a Ripley kid. Yeah.
And that's going to be a walk, so back-to-back passes there, and now got a runner in scoring position here, and this is going to be Cade Davis, the DH, coming up. And a good opportunity here for the 49ers. Well, the last time we saw the 49ers and Pontotoc square off, it was a very unique baseball game. Pontotoc took a 3-0 lead after striking out 4 times in the top of the first. They say every time you come to the ballpark, you're going to see stuff you've never seen before, and that most definitely was it.
That was a first.
That pitch high for a ball, 5 straight pitches now, or I should say, 6 straight pitches now, missing the zone here for Reed. So maybe an opportunity here to step out and catch his breath, and looks like that's what Coach Browning wants to do here, is come out and talk to his pitcher. Well, if Nicky probably had a full day, legislative day down there in Jackson, and coming back up and coaching some baseball. You talk about longtime coaches, and of course, when we talk about coaches, and we're 2 basketball guys, nothing against baseball. You think about, the late, great Jimmy Guy McDonald, Norris Ashley, guys like that. Well, in American Legion Baseball, that's Nicky Browning.
For sure. What a real public servant he is to do what he does, in the political realm, and then to come do this for the kids. And he's done it for so long. He's had every sort of player come through. You know what I mean? He's given a lot of kids opportunities from smaller schools. Yeah, man, Nicky's a good guy, and I really appreciate what he's done. And a lot of my friends from high school at South Pontotoc, I played for him and spoke highly of him as well.
1-0 is the count here after a brief meeting on the mound. That pitch drifts high. 2-0 now is the count. Of course, you talk about those former Pontotoc players, 2 of those, Tyreek Reed, Delvin Zien. You can read about those in today's Daily Journal. There's an article by Brad Locke, who is here tonight. So you can also check out a story from this game in tomorrow's Daily Journal. As that pitch fouled off, it goes for a strike, 2-1. It's an online special, Brad says. Oh, early deadline. And of course I'm talking to Brad and he don't have a mic right now, but how is the deadlines now with everything going on? It's got to be crazy. Oh, 5 o'clock. So yeah, it will not be in the paper tomorrow. It will be online. 5 o'clock deadline there. Big swing and a miss, and that was a healthy chop from Davis. If he squares up on that one's going to go for a while.
Yeah, he didn't get cheated on that swing. That's for sure.
So 2-2 now is the count with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. We're in the bottom of the first inning, scoreless, but Pontotoc knocking on the door.
Usually when you see that designated hitter abbreviation by a player, he can swing the stick. So I don't think he'll get fooled next at bat, that's for sure.
Swinging strike 3 there, and that gets him out of the jam. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on base. We've played 1 here in Tupelo. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a full night of baseball coming your way. Back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 0-0 is your score here as we head to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for Pontotoc: Townsend, Coleman, and Howell. This is going to be Townsend starting us off. He's playing in left field, his first at bat of the night. Takes that pitch outside for a ball.
I like that mentality there. Throw that thing low and away to this young man, because if you put it over the middle half of the plate, he's going to put it way out there by that light pole.
So waiting this pitch here, and that time trying to sneak back in a little bit. Trying to find that corner, see what the home plate umpire give him. And right now, not giving too much of it, but, you know, if you stay consistent, stay going after it, eventually might start getting those calls. 2-0 is the count to Townsend. Ooh, Townsend. If I swung that hard, my back would be hurting for the next 3 weeks. He took a healthy cut there. 2-1 now is the count.
You know, he's got one of those builds and the physiques for a high school kid. He's already built like about a junior in college. You know what I mean? He gets a little bit more of a little bit more instruction, a little bit more, I guess, of a weight program at Northwest. Coach Carson will have him ready. He's going to do a good job up there in Senatobia.
So swing and a miss there. 2-2 now is the count. Townsend trying to spark the bats here for the Red Sox, and that pitch goes high. Good eye to keep off that one after chasing a couple of fastballs he couldn't catch up with. Normally, if you see a high pitch, guys like that like to stay aggressive.
Yeah.
So 3-2 now is the count, full count. And this one blistered. Center fielder going back, and will camp underneath it. And I tell you what, if the wind was blowing like it was the other day, there would have been no doubt that one would have been off the reservation, but instead hangs up just long enough to be a routine fly ball.
Yeah, if that flag would have been blowing the opposite way, he'd hit that off the health department out there for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So now this is going to bring up Coleman, the third baseman. Coleman, again, kind of struggling with these first names, but it looks like Hunter Coleman.
Let's go with that. There's an H and a T and an R.
Yeah,
looks
so,
good to me.
Yeah. So we do apologize if any of these names are not correct. We're not trying to slight anybody. It's just trying to read Coach Browning's handwriting. And when you write in a hurry sometimes, you tend to get a little sloppy.
And I will tell you, if you are watching the live stream and listening here, and you do have an exact name for us, you can hit up @GoreSports on Twitter, and we'll make sure we correct that in the next at bat.
Please do. I check Twitter often during ball games. As that pitch a little outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count here to Coleman.
I like what you've been doing on Twitter recently. The positive stuff, I like that. It's a good look. Right now, we don't have enough of that, so I commend you on that.
Except for trying to get a refund.
Well, I want to talk about that too in a little bit.
Well, we'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
we might get a little fired up there. Breaking ball, smashed to the third baseman, blocked it nicely. Long throw over is in time for the putout of Coleman. 5-3. Nice defensive play because that one was on a rocket. Bounced up, knocked it down, didn't panic, threw it over, and got the out.
Nice play over there.
So now this is going to bring up Bo Howell to the plate.
It's a good baseball name.
It is. He's playing first base here for the Red Sox. He'll dig in and trying to spark the bats here. That one a little bit high.
Better not dig in too good right there. Look out.
Good show of sportsmanship there from McCoy as he walked forward and made sure he got Howell's attention, patted himself on the chest, said, "Hey, man, that's on me. My bad."
Yeah, I'd make sure I let that big dude know that it was my bad.
Most definitely. This pitch popped up left side. Left fielder's going to jog in. Shortstop's going to call him off. Now a little dancing around, and he's able to make the play. Well, another 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Red Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Due up for the 49ers, Collier, J.W. Armstead, and Shackelford. We'll step away and be back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless between Pontotoc and Tupelo. Adam Gore, Brian Baldwin bringing you this action. We appreciate everyone joining us this evening as that pitch high for a ball. This is Stone Collier. And I was talking about this, Brian, and you can kind of attest to this. You're not as old as I am, but you're getting there.
I'm working my way up there.
Well, I'm going to pause a few years and not age after this year, so you'll catch up with me eventually. But
you can go backwards.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm down with that.
Stone, I've been at ICC for 10 years, so I've known Stone, let's see, he's maybe since he's been 6.
Right.
And he's the one, you hear gym rats, but whatever the equivalent of that is to baseball, that's Stone. His dad coaches the team at ICC, and this kid just lives, eats, and breathes baseball.
Is he a sophomore?
Yes.
Rising junior?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Coach Holland, I want to call him McKinley on air, but I want to be real. Coach Holland's done a good job of getting some of the really good young talent in the area. You know, he probably got Stone and Davis Oswald a year before anybody else would have probably really been on him, and it's going to reap rewards big for him going forward the next few years. Those kids will stick around, but man, they're so talented. Stone's going to be a big-time player. I mean, it's in his genes, and when you're on the field and in the cage as much as he is and thinking the game, you have really almost like no option. You know, almost by default. You know what I mean?
Stone draws a walk, so he'll head down to first base. I was picking on Stone before the game.
Sounds like a bluegrass album.
Yes.
Picking on Stone.
That's actually pretty good. I told him, he's like, Mr. Gore, you ready? And this is a crazy thing. He's known me for 10 years and still calls me Mr. Gore. He's like, you ready to see me go 4 for 4? I was like, no, you can go 0 for 4. So unless he gets 4 more at-bats, a free pass there. So this pitch is high as this is J.W. Armstead.
Does he go to Mantachi or is he Itawamba AHS?
I believe he's you talking about Stone?
Yeah.
Itawamba AHS.
AHS, okay. Yeah. Now, didn't Coach Collier go to Mantachi?
He did.
Okay.
The pride of Mantachi. He's also a former 49er as well. This pitch hangs up high for a ball. 2-0 now is the count to J.W. Armstead.
Coach Collier can swing that stick. Man, I've heard about exploits from him, guys that I'm friends with that played baseball for him over there, and they said that there ain't been many folks that could hit it like he could, even as an older man. You know?
Yeah, he still can swing it. And I was talking to him before the game, and he was just talking about how him and Stone spent about 2 hours in the batting cage the other night. And he's got a blister on his hand, but he loves it. Kind of like you playing basketball.
For sure.
Me playing Fortnite, even though I'm not good at it. Is that pitch in there for a strike? 2-1 now is the count.
Speaking of guys that played for Coach Collier, shout out to Colt Chapman from Ripley, tuning in right now and watching us. He's a big-time insurance guy in Ripley now. He used to play pitch at ICC, but yeah, he's one of my pals, and he's been keeping me up to date with what's going on up there. And every time I mention a Ripley player, he corrects me or keeps me up to date with them. But I'm trying to think where he works right now. But
I want to give a shout out to Blake Reed as he's coming in. I believe that's Kanan Reed.
Kanan Reed, yep.
There it is.
There we go. I like that. That's a cool spelling of Kanan Reed.
I do.
Yeah, but Colt, man, he runs Ripley Insurance Agency. He handles all our health insurance stuff at Blue Delta. And man, every time I get sick, I just go over there and call him and ask him what I need to do. He says nothing, just give him your card. So that makes me feel good about that.
That's awesome. Customer service, that is the key.
He's the man.
So now, runners on first and second. There's no out. So an ideal situation to the start of the inning here for the 49ers. But we saw that a little bit earlier. And then Reed was able to settle down and get out of the inning with no damage done. So see if he'll be able to do that there. And a great job coming right back down the middle with a fastball. Find some confidence in that strike zone.
We got 2 good-looking uniforms out there today. Tupelo's got a really good. I like the pinstripe pants and the kind of the long pant look. And then I like Pontotoc stirrups. Those socks look good out there.
I'm a stirrup fan when it comes to baseball. That's just classic baseball.
Me too. When I squint, I kind of see like a Phillies, Red Sox, Cardinals mishmash out there at the Pontotocs,
I like it. 1-1 now is the count here to Shackelford, the second baseman. Looks at that pitch, drifts just a little bit low, and you can see Reed, he really wanted that one there, but just couldn't quite get the call. Slight breeze blowing. Actually into the park today. It was gusting out of the park the last time we had our broadcast over the weekend.
I'm here for bombs, Adam.
You need old school Tyreek Reed.
Man, that guy. Coaching basketball at Pontotoc, we'd have to play them a couple of times a year because he was their best basketball player as well. And I was always amazed by the things he could do athletically for a bigger guy. Mm-hmm. He would jump off 2 feet and grab the rim like it was nothing. He'd hit a 400-foot bomb in baseball. He could almost outrun Delvin Zinn. in short distances. I mean, he was just an impressive dude athletically without a whole lot of physical training, which is also even more impressive.
Healthy swing and a miss there from Shackelford. He kind of got up a laugh when he looked back at the umpire as he swung himself out of his shoes as the count goes full now here on Shackelford. Reed checking the runner. Set to deliver now. This one popped up, and if the catcher can locate it, it could be trouble. No, just couldn't quite find it quick enough, and popped up a little bit higher. Might have had a chance, but new life here for Shackelford as the count stays full at 3-2 with runners at first and second. We're in the bottom of the second. Still no score here between Tupelo and Pontotoc.
I always like to watch the game between the middle infielders and the runner at second. You know, the kind of cat and mouse that goes on out there.
And that pitch just a little bit too high for a ball. So a walk, a hit batter, and another walk. Now, you know, we were just talking about you wanting to see long balls.
Yes.
Well, there was somebody back in the day that could absolutely smash a softball that was thrown her way, and she just walked in the press box up here. I knew it wouldn't take you that long to say that. This pitch is fouled back. Yeah, I like that idea. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Jesse Kuhn now. It used to be Jesse Patterson, former All-American at ICC softball team.
How's it going, Coach? I'm doing good. Good to see you.
So 0-1 is the count here. Is big, healthy swing and a miss as this is Hartwood at the plate. Bases are loaded. Back against the wall here for the Red Sox as Hartwood batting in that 9 spot. He is catching here, and big-time RBI opportunity here for Gabe as he's going to pop this one up. Trouble. Catcher goes back, can't find, or excuse me, pitcher goes back, can't find it. The throw gets away. 1 run will score. They're going to try to score 2. Yes, they are. Nobody covering home plate, so that'll be an easy jog in that time, and just a tough break there for Pontotoc, and a good job by Tupelo taking advantage.
Shout out to Stone Collier for sliding, getting his uniform dirty. Big fan of that.
Yep, and I'm going to call that a hit because he never really got to it. It was a tough play for the catcher. For the pitcher. But then possibly a E. I didn't see who threw that coming in.
Was it the second baseman?
E4 on the second run scored.
That was my nickname on the high school baseball team.
E4?
E4, because I made a bunch of them. That or swinging K, whatever.
That would, I played baseball when I was 9. And I was that kid, like when they would ask you the score, they would just yell, "Grape, grape snow cone."
As far as baseball players went, I was a pretty good 2-guard.
So 2-0 is your score now as we go back to the top of the lineup. This is going to be Zach Gann. Takes a healthy chop at that one. A little bit behind it, fouls it out of play for strike 1. We do have 2 games scheduled to come your way this evening. We'll keep the stream going the whole time here. This one's scheduled to be 7 innings. The second game scheduled to be 5. Coach
Kuhn, a friend of mine, Lee Bunch, wanted me to tell you what's up. He said he's chiming in, and when you came in here, we should have locked the door.
1-1 now is the count.
Shout out to Lee for listening, watching the game today. Him and Reed Flowers, also at Houston currently, are chiming in right now on my text feed.
See, that's the thing. Brian Baldwin equals ratings.
Well, man, I had to beg these guys. Yeah.
1-2 now is the count here to Gann, the left fielder. He struck out looking in his first at bat, looking to redeem himself here with runners at second and third.
They're waiting on me to make a mistake and don't think my mic's off and cuss on air. That's what they're doing.
Do that. Yes, let's do that now, not in a couple of months when we're on Miss 98.
For sure. Who gives a... I wouldn't do that because somebody's grandma is watching.
They are. 1-2 now is the count here to Gann. That big looping curveball. He was on top of that early and just couldn't quite pull the string on that one to get it down. Looks like Pontotoc does have somebody getting loose in the bullpen. And I tell you, man, Reed, when he has that curveball going, man, it's a thing of beauty. And he was locating that and throwing it well as that pitch high.
Uh-oh.
Runner tries to go now. Tupelo finds themselves in a jam but elects to not throw that one to second, so a big-time break there. Probably the smart play, because if he throws that to second, yeah, you get the out, but the other run scores.
Yeah, with the old rule of thumb, just running back. You know, they say run everybody, and when in doubt, run them back to their base.
Looks like Coach Browning trying to speed up the pitcher getting loose in the bullpen.
I bet Coach Browning has one of those good coach's whistles. You know what I mean? Not like an actual whistle, but he can do something with his fingers or something. I bet he has a real good loud one.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks like a whistler kind of guy.
Well, good job by Reed coming back and getting the high fastball strikeout to Gann, the left fielder. And now this will be Oswalt, who put a pretty good pop on the ball, but turned into a routine fly out to center field in his first at-bat of the day.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I think before Davis is through, or Oswalt's through, I think he will be a Daily Journal Player of the Year one time. No pressure on his high school coach or anything like that, but I really feel like he's that kind of talent, and he's just a pretty good-looking athlete, especially, you know, in that level. You know what I mean? I just think he could put up some big numbers.
So that first pitch, high for a ball. Second one, fastball, just couldn't quite locate the zone. So we'll see if Reed can battle back and find the zone here. I've been impressed with him, but just there's been some borderline pitches that just really hasn't gone his way. And a few of these at-bats, it seems to have frustrated him as this pitch pops straight up. First baseman's going to jog over and make the play. Like that one might have had a little late wiggle on it, but he was able to find it.
He 100% made that look interesting.
He did.
Way more interesting than it should have been.
Absolutely. So now with 2 outs, runners at second and third, 2-0. Pontotoc with the lead here in the bottom of the second. This is going to be Davis, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He'll dig in and see if he can spark a 2-out rally here for the 49ers. That pitch in there for a strike, and kind of just see Reed put a little extra on that one that time, a little emphasis wanting to get that one across.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't a very good pitcher, but I've watched a lot of baseball and, you know, went to a lot of camps and stuff, you know, and the old adage, sometimes pitch smarter, not harder, you know what I mean, and that would have been wise there.
And he did there as he gets the ground ball over to third base and gets out of the inning with minimum damage done. Great job by Reed to settle down and get out of the inning. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. We played 2 here in Tupelo. 49ers 2, Pontotoc nothing. When we come back, it'll be Lee, Fortune, and Clark due up here for the Red Sox. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now move to the top of the third inning. Lee puts a charge into this one, but it's going to go foul. So this is going to be the 7, 8, 9 batters, or technically no, because they do have an extra hitter. So this is going to be the 8, 9, 10 batters due up here for the Red Sox. Lee, the second baseman at the plate. Fortune on deck, he's catching. And Clark is one of the 2 DHs here in the game. Beautiful breaking pitch that zips right across for a strike.
One of those slurves.
Yes.
Nice pitch.
0-2 now is the count. This is McCoy on the hill here for the 49ers. And this shot lifted center field. Center fielder's going to jog back. Now he's going to take a few steps up and squeezes it for the out. Again, one of those where the wind blowing in today, you really going to have to blister one to get it out of the ballpark. But again, last week, with the way the wind was gusting out with Cristobal coming up, that one probably would have had a chance to carry at least to the wall.
Yeah.
That's the voice of Brian Baldwin.
Hey. Well, what's up? I was just thinking, I was using this hand sanitizer, and it got me thinking, could pitchers get away with more shenanigans this year in the name of COVID?
That's actually a pretty good.
Think about, oh man, hey, no, it's just hand sanitizer.
That's actually pretty slick. There is that pitch missing for a
pun
ball.
intended.
Yes. No, because I saw, and of course, this is how sad of the world it is today. I'm referencing a TikTok in this next thing, but I saw a TikTok where they were.
You enjoy TikTok?
I'm a fan. I don't post, but I watch.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yes. But they were chasing people down with Lysol and spraying the ball as it went in the air on their hands as they hit it. As there's a pop-up going to go to the left side, and it's going to get out of play. So.
On occasions, I get TikToks that are humorous. You know what I mean? People send them to me, but I don't have the app because I know it would be like Vine back in the day.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
The NBA kept Vine going. You know what I mean? That's why I enjoyed it so much. But it is kind of interesting the things you can't do right now in baseball. With doctoring the ball or using a foreign substance. But I mean, who knows what you could kind of do now? I mean, it's just a thought. Like this right here is in a spray bottle. And what if I had this in my back pocket out there on the pitcher's mound and sprayed something on my hands that may have a little fast dissolving oil substance, and then I could get one pitch. You know what I mean? But by the time the catcher got it, went through the air, who knows what happens? So just a thought.
Big swing and a miss. The curveball there for strike 3. 2 outs now, and this is going to bring up Clark. And well, the first thing you got to do is they got to agree to play before you can try something like that. What do you think about that, man? Because I mean, I know it's a heated topic of discussion. There is a lot of health concerns, but you think back to the strike and how much that affected baseball in the early to mid '90s. And now this is just a little different. Yes, it's a health pandemic, but kind of players and owners arguing about money right now. Is it going to hurt the game?
What? As a human being who makes far less money than they make,
same here.
I am not sympathetic to their cause. But let's say you and I are used to living on a certain amount of money, and then no fault of our own, we can't work for half of that time, and then when we get ready to go back to work, our employer says, well, we're only going to give you 40% of what you were used to living on.
Right.
We would have a tough time. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. Like, I have a tough time being feeling sorry for somebody that can't live off $5 million a year.
Yeah.
But Max Scherzer is used to living off $20 million. So it makes things different. Your lifestyle's different. So, I feel like the owners haven't been very forthright with keeping the books open and stuff like that. If there was a way to get some kind of arbitrator or something like that in there, an outsider to make a decision, I think that would be a big deal. But just as it stands right now, both sides need to figure it out, even if it's something tacked on the back end. We need baseball. Baseball needs baseball.
McCoy thought that was strike 3, didn't get the call, and now a little frustrated after that last one and hits the batter. So Clark will head down to first base, and we go back to the top of the lineup now. And Hobson, and I think that's a good point, and I think that's a point people fail to look at. But another counterpoint to that is well, that's what America is having to suffer.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And now to answer your question, also, I kind of went around the block there, but to answer your question, if they don't play, it's going to kill the sport because basketball is hot right now. People are ready for football. Football is going to come back with a bang.
Yes.
You know what they are. They're going to do it. And this is the time right now that you could kind of get some young fans and get some folks brought in like, all right, we're doing this, we're bringing it back. Try to promote some stars. But, I feel like they're going to lose, let's just be honest, the North American demographic because they're just not going to play and out of sight, out of mind. Like hockey. It was gone, and then now it's gone. You know what I mean? It's more of a regional niche thing now.
And baseball kind of is a regional sport. I mean, you got your national brands that does stretch across, your Yankees, your Braves, your Dodgers. But for the most part, it is kind of regional. There's a snap throw down to first. And just couldn't quite stretch out and get the tag there, but dives in safely. 0-2 now is the count. So, they had the perfect storm coming in. I mean, they could have said, yes, we're coming back. 4th of July weekend, here comes baseball.
And one thing about baseball, which is a little bit different than, basketball, football, is the home field advantage of a fan base in the stands is not that big a deal because, I mean, they can get a pitcher kind of gassed up, but a pitcher's got to be calm out there. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to be affected by the crowd. You know, a batter, no matter how loud you're cheering for me, does not affect how I hit the baseball. You know, so I feel like baseball was actually the perfect sport to come back in the era of COVID and for social distancing. Look, let's get the stands empty. Let's figure out a way to, where everybody can watch every game, league pass, whatever they have, and just let's just have it at a central site. They got, all the baseball fields at spring training. They could have done this and really made it amicable for the fan and everybody just to get sports back. I mean, the first one quick, and they dropped the ball there. I really think so.
1-2 now is the count here, as this is Hobson, who's fouled off a couple of pitches. And he's going to foul off this one. Good job reaching out and keeping the at-bat alive there on that one as they're trying to stay on the outside part of the plate to Hobson here.
I think that's why the MMA, the UFC has been successful coming back because it's about technical stuff. You're not worried about the crowd. Usually the guy who's pumped up by the crowd is the guy who gets put in an arm bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They get overzealous.
Check swing, fly ball. This is going to drop. No, nice job coming in that time to squeeze it for the out. Well, let's continue on that thought as we'll be back. No runs on no hits, no errors, and one left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the third where to be Ketchum, Davis, and Collier due up for the 49ers. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game here for the Red Sox is Miles Galloway. He'll be greeted by Ketchum, who walked in his first at-bat of the day. Stands in and takes that pitch for a ball at the knees. And much different release point. Miles kind of I don't want to use the word violent because that's kind of just negative, but more of a wild, not a wild release, but more of a just, I'll say it, violent release.
I was going to say a lot of activity going on in there. It's pretty smooth. It's not herky-jerky, but there's a lot of force behind what he's doing.
You're having to work to find the baseball whenever he releases it.
So a little fact about Miles Galloway, when I was coaching Pontotoc, Miles was a sharpshooter from a JV basketball team, and he had one rule. If the ball hit his hands, I wanted it going towards the rim. I wanted him getting shots up. He could shoot it. And then he ended up going and becoming a really good high school soccer player after that. So he could have done anything he wanted to, but I think he chose a good path for himself, and I know he's an exceptional baseball player as well.
Say clearly a great athlete to have that type of pedigree, because you're not just going to throw a sharpshooter out on anybody.
No, for sure. And to earn my trust to shoot that thing, you got to be able to do it, and he could. And he was a really good kid. Comes from a good family. Dad I think his name, Dad's Daniel Galloway. And I think, if my memory serves me correct, he played football at Ole Miss.
Okay.
I think so.
So you got a little bit of a pedigree to him there.
Yeah, his dad does a good job over at Toyota, kind of helping run things over there. So, like I said, they had a good family, and really enjoyed Miles the year I coached him as well.
Well, he gets Ketchum to pop up in foul territory to the first baseman for the first out of the game. So now this will be Davis, the DH, at the plate. First pitch going for a ball. Davis struck out swinging to end the first. Stands in, takes that pitch low and inside in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Nobody on base to worry about there, so it goes for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Let's just talk about this. You and I, we travel. We see a lot of different sports venues. This field at Tupelo, hard to beat here as there's a ball off the fist, and it's going to be trouble. Galloway just couldn't get to it, and just one of those that sometimes the ball just don't want to be found, and that was one of the cases there.
Yeah, that was kind of a tweener. It didn't get to the second baseman as fast as I think Miles thought it would, and he kind of took a little bit of an unorthodox route to the baseball and kind of cost him there. But he almost got a handle on him in athletic play, but fortunate break for Tupelo there.
Second hit of the game there for the 49ers. But go back to this point, man. I don't know right now if you're going to find a baseball field in better shape than the one we're seeing here in front of us in Tupelo.
No, it's beautiful. You know, and it's kind of an unsung gem of high school baseball because you don't think about the Tupelo baseball field. It's kind of over here by the old middle school, and it's not over at the campus where everybody else is at. And you know, you kind of have to know where it's at if you're not from Tupelo. But it's always been pretty. Back when Coach Harmon was here, and then I guess was it Coach Enos after that. And, you know, and then it's a nice place. And shout out to them for putting a lot of pride into it.
You've got 310 down the lines as that pitch goes high for a ball. 345 to the gap and 375 to dead center. 1-0 is the count here as this is Collier at the plate. Stone walked and scored a run in his previous at-bat. Snap throw down to first and not in time. Good heads-up play there by Davis to get back. We've seen a couple of pickoff moves from behind the plate to first base that have been close. That was in the second one we've seen today, 3-0.
Really cool when it works out.
Yeah.
Really bad when you sail it down the right field line.
Yes. That's the reason why if I was ever catching, I would never get that signal to throw to first.
I'd turn and give him an angry look to get back, but that would be about it. Hey, you.
Hey, get back.
Get back over there.
Stone taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count here to Collier. Runner at first. And that pitch goes high for a ball. And second time today that Collier draws a walk. So now runners on first and second with one out in the inning. And Armistead coming to the plate here for the 49ers.
I always trust people who have double initials for their first name, like this guy, J.W. Armistead. I feel like that makes him a pretty good guy.
Is that pitch high and inside for a ball? It's just a good, strong name, too.
My dad coached a guy at Oak Hill Academy years ago named G.F. Watson. I thought that was a cool name. Sounded very official. Should have been governor with that name.
There's a hard hit ball, left side of the field, going back. He's going to watch it go out of the ballpark. Well, a good, strong name and a good, strong bat for J.W. Armistead as he sends out a 3-run home run. And Tupelo takes a 5-0 lead.
Really trustworthy fellow, that J.W. Armistead.
He makes you look like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was a lucky guess. Thank you, sir.
So a 3-run shot now and it's 5-0 in favor of the 49ers.
He's got good hair, too. Took out his helmet there. I'm always jealous of a guy with good hair. I don't have much left.
Well, I haven't had mine cut in a while, so I don't fall in that category. I'm more of the 1990s Billy Ray Cyrus almost mullet look going on right now, so I need a haircut.
Hey, it's coming back. Morgan Wallen's bringing it back, I think.
I promise I'm not trying to help, as that pitch just a little bit high and outside for a ball.
He wears sleeveless shirts and Wranglers and boots and has a mullet, and he gets away with it. Surely we can at least be fully armed with our shirts and have a mullet. I mean, that.
Well, I tell you, I'm a little upset that he's opting for the Wranglers versus the Blue Delta jeans.
Man, you know, nobody's perfect. It's okay.
That's true.
But he does a good job. But I'll tell you, his fan base would increase at least by 30% if he at least wore our blue jeans. I'm just being real.
I agree.
That's a big number with a following like he has.
1-1 now is the count with one out here. That pitch high for a ball. 2-1 now goes the count. 5-0 after that 3-run home run off the bat of Armistead. That was one of those Wind was not a factor as he blistered that one as that pitch goes high for a ball. 3-1 now is the count.
Yeah, left fielder, he knew that was gone. I guess it's Pico out there, Pico Towns. He knew that was gone as soon as it was off the bat. He didn't give a real good hard jog after that one, if that makes sense.
So waiting the 3-1 offering here. And that pitch goes high for a ball, and I think more than anything, just a little upset after giving up that home run there. And Shackelford, who was at the plate, reaches for the second time today on a walk, and now this will bring up Hartwood.
This kid's got a beard, I think. Maybe not. It looks like he's got some facial hair. And that's another person that I trust as a high school baseball player. If you have enough masculinity in you to grow a beard at 17 or 18, then you're probably mature enough to put the ball in the parking lot for sure.
And that's what he tried to do on that first swing, but came up empty.
Healthy cut.
0-1 now is the count. Runner over at first base. That's Shackelford. He's playing second base. Hartwood is catching. He's singled, advanced on an error. As the curveball just couldn't quite get on top of it there. 1-1 now is the count. Well, as we said, this game's scheduled for 7 innings. And the second game will be scheduled for 5. 5-0 right now is the score. And this one, a jam job. The shortstop's going to come up and make the catch and look the runner back to first. Nice job there by Albritton, coming in hard and trying to possibly double him up that time, but just couldn't quite do so. Back to the top of the lineup we go in Gann. Gann 0 for 2, struck out looking, struck out swinging in his at-bats so far this afternoon. So 2 outs, runner over at first base. There's a hard hit ball. Shortstop gets it, plenty of time. No. Throw overs in time. Now the runner's going to go to third, and they've got him. Well, a nice idea that time, but just hesitated a little too much. So that'll go down for a base hit, infield single there for Gann. And then 3-5 on the putout of Shackelford. We'll take a break. 5-0, Tupelo with the lead. Albritton, Robertson, and Townsend due up when we come back for the Red Sox. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game here for the 49ers. This is going to be Jackson Cheek checking into the contest. He's going to be greeted by Albritton, Robertson, and Townsend here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Adam Gore, Brian Baldwin bring you this action.
I'll give another media shout out to Jonathan Wise from the Pontotoc Progress. See him over in the third base dugout taking some pics.
So you got Wise, and then we already talked about Brad Locke here, and he said deadline is
5 o'clock.
Gone by an hour, so it'll be a online special for today's recaps of the games there for the Daily Journal. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball from Cheek. 1-1 now is the count. An absolute beautiful day. Humidity's down, which is a great thing.
Yeah. For the sake of the wardrobe that I'm currently wearing, it is.
Yes.
Man, I've sweat through this stuff.
As that pitch fouled off, but hang on to that time by the catcher for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. This is Albritton, who popped up to the pitcher in his first at bat. Robertson struck out to end the first, part of a 3-up, 3-down first inning. Fastball couldn't catch up with it. A nice pitch there as he blistered it across for strike 3, and out number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. And now that's going to bring up Robertson, the EH, if you will, as they're playing with an extra hitter today. So nobody on and 1 out here for Robertson.
I mean, it's highly unlikely, but it would be beautiful if he laid down a really quick drag down the third baseline there.
Well, he's instead going to try to park one, but just a little bit shy out there on the warning track in right field. And I'm with you. Robertson's got the speed to be able to sneak one down that time, but apparently he's got the power to get one out of here too. Just couldn't quite barrel that one up enough. So quickly 2 away here for Cheek, who has come in and made quick business of the first 2 batters he sees.
I'm not going to lie, I wasn't expecting him to come up the swinging on the first pitch.
Yeah. And now this is going to be Townsend, the left fielder, at the plate. Checks his swing, says it goes for a ball.
Imagine what a guy like him or Tyreek Reed could do with one of those old white TPXs or minus 10s.
Yeah. I've seen some
moon missiles.
I've seen Tyreek put a game winner over the lights at ICC, and I'll tell you this: if those had those bats for guys like Tyreek and any athlete today, no way I would be a pitcher.
No, I'd have pitched behind an L screen.
No way I would be an infielder.
At least not on the left side of the infield,
no.
Right?
Big swing and a miss there. 1-1 now is the count, but absolutely not. And yeah, that's the thing, you know. Kids keep getting bigger, stronger, and faster every year, and sometimes you have to kind of, I hate to say, dummy down the gear, but that's what you got to do for safety's sake.
It's like Tiger Woods proofing the golf course. You got to make it longer. You got to shrink the greens. Make the fairways tighter. As players get better, like you said, bigger, stronger, you got to kind of even the game back out.
Yep. So 1-2 now is the count here to Townsend, who flew out to center field in his first at bat. That pitch missing low for a ball. Evens up the count now at 2-2. If Townsend were to reach, then Coleman would be up next. Start to hear the wind pick up a little bit here. 2-2 pitch coming. Fastball blistered left side, and it's going to get through. First hit of the day for the Red Sox. Just a nice at bat that time. Found a way to put the bat on the ball and find it through the hole.
He totally missed that pitch and still hit a pretty sharp ground ball. It just speaks to his strength. Whenever he centers it up on the barrel, it goes a long way.
So now this is going to bring Coleman to the plate, the third baseman, who will dig in with 2 outs and a runner on first. 5-0. Tupelo with the lead over Pontotoc. We're in the top of the 4th inning. That pitch high and outside for a ball.
Catcher's gear's come a long way.
It really has.
Remember back in the day, it was the backwards popcorn-looking helmet with the mask that went over the top of it?
Yep.
Now they look like hockey goalies.
Say more like hockey goalies,
yeah.
And better protection across the chest. And I say that, but then you look at the home plate umpire, and I'm not knocking the guy by any sense, but he's kind of going with the throwback chest protector.
At least he's got straps over his shoulders. Back in the day, they had the one they had to
hold
like
the shield.
Like a gladiator.
That's the show they need to bring back, American Gladiators.
Man, for real. You know, all right. We'll talk about this.
Okay.
It's baseball. We got a little downtime.
Yeah.
What would be the contest in American Gladiators that you think you would have enjoyed the most or been good at?
I already know that. I don't know about good at, but enjoyed the most was be the obstacle course where you had to shoot the guy shooting the tennis balls at you, but you had to shoot back at him.
That was a fun one.
That was always my favorite.
I didn't think I would be good at that. I always thought I'd be good at joust.
Yeah.
And the human cannonball.
Yes.
Because I was kind of a bulky kid.
Yes.
And when I was a child, I wore the husky jeans, you know?
Yes.
So I thought by default I would have been good as the human cannonball.
Now, if you want to ask which one I would be good at, that answer is easy. None of them.
None of them?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to climb the wall. You know,
No.
I mean, that would have been just,
Yeah.
that would have been torture.
3-1 now is the count here to Coleman.
Would you have been better at Double Dare or Legends of the Hidden Temple?
You know, I don't know. That shows I'm older than you. I don't know that I've ever seen Legends of the Hidden Temple.
It was the one with like the silver monkeys and it was like the tween version of Double Dare. You had to go through the Olmec's Temple.
Give me Double Dare all day.
What about Guts? Would you have been good on Guts? Do you remember Guts that came on there? It was like Kids American Gladiator.
Again, if it's anything with athletic prowess, I would not be good at it.
Man, I think you're underestimating yourself here.
I'm a collegiate golfer.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
That's all. That's
it's way more athletic than I am.
I did play high school sports. I was on the teams in high school, I should say. So that pitch missing for a ball, runner went, but that was ball 4.
I had a really good quote from Greece there that the grandmas would have enjoyed.
All right.
If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
There you go. That's the reason why I'm behind the microphone now.
Man, somewhere my dad is laughing about that. BB, what'd you just say?
Actually, text Steven, let him know you're on the mic.
All right, I'll do that.
I forgot about that. Steve-O, a mutual friend of ours, if I ever do a podcast again, I told him I was going to do a episode where it's called "Does Steven Listen to My Podcast?" Because every time I talk to him, he's like, "Did you hear Brian and Mac and da-da-da?" I'm just like, "Come on, man."
Steve-O's a cool dude, man. He's so talented. I get the biggest kick out of his Instagram videos and story feeds. He's good. He sent me one the other day of this really old guy dancing around, but it was to the Ghostbusters 2 theme.
Yes.
Man, I lost it.
Yeah, our buddy out in Utah.
Is he a Kansas City or Bruce or a Pittsburgh guy? Where's he from?
He is a Slate Springs guy.
Slate Springs. Okay, tell everybody that's listening out there where Slate Springs is at in Calhoun County.
As the ball gets away, runner's going to go to third, and what's his second. So now Pontotoc an opportunity here to get some runs back on the board as they trail 5-0 here with 2 outs. Slate Springs, basically, if you're driving to Grenada from Calhoun County, you're going to go through there. You just won't know it.
So is it on like 9 South or is it off of 8 when you turn?
It is off of 8.
8, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
if I was headed to like Starkville from Oxford down 7 through that way, I would go through Slate Springs? Like where Bellefonte is?
Yes, you will. Bellefontaine.
Okay, yeah, Bellefontaine. Yeah, okay.
As this pitch popped up and backing out of play, I believe that's right.
There ain't too many places I hadn't seen between here and
like
there.
that. You know. Well, see, if you're wanting to go that way, if you want a shortcut, you go to Vardaman, Sparta, Viva, Starkville.
Okay, see, I had never been that way.
It shaves off a lot of time.
Sparta, is that the same Sparta that was supposed to be the background for In the Heat of the Night?
It is not, but they have what they call the Sparta Opry out there, where they have like just the picking and grinning type shows.
Yeah.
So,
man, I'm all about picking and grinning and picking and cleaning. You know what? I just like some good honest picking and some good honest dancing. That's what I like.
Yes, well, you would like that. Howell at the plate, wanting to do some dancing here on his own with the base hit. Stands in and lifts that one, though, instead of strike 3. Big-time strikeout there for Cheek to get out of the inning and get out of the jam as they get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Scheduled up is Oswalt, Davis, and Ketchum for the 49ers. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tupelo with a 5-0 lead here as that pitch from Galloway is in there for a strike. Oswalt, the center fielder, at the plate right now. Stands in, takes that one high for a ball. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a fly ball to center field and a pop up to the first baseman. And then rips this one, but it goes foul, so that'll go for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs. So waiting the 1-2 offering here. Curveball just couldn't quite get on top of it there. Hangs up for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here to Oswalt. Oswalt, Davis, and Ketchum due up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That pitch, borderline pitch, just not going the way of Galloway. Kind of stood there for a minute after it and kind of laughed it off when he wasn't called the strike. 3-2 now is the count. And then that time just trying to juice it up a little bit too much, and Oswalt will draw a leadoff walk here. So now Davis will come to the plate. He is 0 for 1 on the day. He was hit by a pitch, grounded out to third. That was to end the 2nd. It was 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, and then a 3-run home run by Armistead in the 3rd. That's where we're at right now, 5-0. 49ers with the advantage. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time, and that'll be a stolen base there for Oswalt. Oswalt showing off that speed, quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog as he scampers down to second base. I got you back on the mic now. Turned you up a little bit.
That was a good one. Thanks.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Foul, though, and that goes for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. Welcome back. That was quick.
Yeah, you know. I want to get back and ready to do it. You know, I mean, my contract says that I have to be here for 90% of every inning, and I think we're okay.
You're good. You're good. I won't report you to Mac.
Appreciate that.
Breaking pitch hangs up just a little bit too much again. Man, he just cannot quite get it in the umpire's zone there. As those 2 pitches, there's been a breaking ball that looks pretty good from up here, but of course we're at a different angle. 1-2 now is the count.
I don't need Matt getting mad at me taking away my Pop-Tart privileges.
This is a fact. Throw down, nearly got him over at third base. Was able to advance, though, after the ball got away or got in the dirt.
Yeah, every time I go over to McKinley's house to do the podcast, he always gives me something sweet to eat. And now he's kind of watching the carb intake, so he hadn't eaten his Pop-Tarts. And he gave me the rest of his box of Pop-Tarts and popcorn. I mean, I was pretty flattered. It's true love there.
So that's a true friend.
He had one cookies and cream Pop-Tart pack, and then he had one cherry. And you know, I live for the cherries.
Okay, let's talk about that then. Favorite Pop-Tarts, and obviously we're both on the same page with the cherry Pop-Tarts.
I go cherry, my cherry one, and then I like the brown sugar. I like those. I like those pretty good because they taste good with coffee.
Okay, I'm not a coffee guy.
Yeah.
But
and then the third, I like the classic. I guess it'd be like the blueberry.
Yes,
I like it. It's good.
I'm there with you on that one. As Davis went down swinging at strike 3. This is going to be Ketchum at the plate, who is 0 for 1 on the day.
It's kind of like the Oreo. You know what I mean? Oreos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Ground ball, and they're going to call it fouls. It
hit off his
came
foot.
off his foot that time.
But I guess it's kind of like Oreos. Like all those novelty flavors are awesome.
Yeah.
And I enjoy them, but I always come back to the OG. Yeah. Just give me a regular old double stuffed Oreo. You know what I mean? A little extra cream in there.
Yes.
But yeah, it's kind of like the Pop-Tart. Pop-Tarts are like that. You give me the cherry, the blueberry, the brown sugar, and then the rest of the stuff's cool, but not necessarily my thing.
Pitch hangs up high. That's going to go for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. So I'm classic myself, a cherry, blueberry, but recently have gotten the off-brand wild berry from
pass ball. What we got here?
The ball gets away and the runner will score. He just couldn't quite find it.
Tell me more about this wild berry off-brand.
It's Best Choice, I guess.
Is that Walmart?
DG.
Okay. Ooh, the even better choice.
Yeah. So I'm. Well, you know this.
That's right. I know the logo now in my head.
Yep. You know I'm a germ freak, so I haven't really been to very highly populated areas as that pitch goes for a high ball. Actually, this is probably the most people I've been around for a while, so
yeah,
I'm kind of freaked out. No, I'm not kidding.
That's all right.
I'm not.
Well, that's why I didn't hug you when we came in.
Hey, it's all love.
A virtual hug from 6 feet away.
Yes. So that second walk of the inning, it is 6-0 Tupelo with the lead. And this is going to be the DH Davis that is scheduled up. We'll make sure that's still him and no changes. This one off the end of the bat. Oh, wow, actually had a little bit of a curve to it once it got in the grass. So basically works as the sacrifice bunt. Wasn't intended that way for Davis. 1-3 on the putout of Davis. Runner does advance to second.
If we were watching one of those ESPN pool shows, it'd be the Massey.
Yes. Or my tee shot. Goes about 3 yards out and hangs an immediate left.
So I'm a stubborn golfer. I really enjoy playing. I like playing over at Bel Air here, in town. Yeah. But I'm a stubborn golfer. I will not play my slice. And then I finally get fed up, and I decide to play it. And I hit it straight as an arrow, 3 fairways to the left.
That pitch again, man, Galloway's throwing well, just hanging up a little bit too high for that umpire's liking as that one goes for a ball. This is Stone Collier, who is walked twice today, rips one, and it's going to be down, and it's going to go for extra bases here. And it will score a run as Collier slides in safely. So an RBI double there for Stone Collier. Makes it 7-0 now, and I told Stone I would eat my words if he did it, and he did. I told him he was going to go 0 for 4 today. Well, guess what? He's 1 for 1 with an RBI double and 2 walks.
Baseball player.
It is. Big curveball, and again, Galloway just cannot get that call up high. That one was probably a legit ball that time, but you do want to be careful not hanging anything up here to Armistead as he had that 3-run home run. A no-doubter in his previous at-bat is that one in the dirt for a ball, 2-0 now.
And the big worry when you spend a lot of time up in the zone is you start to try to get that thing back down there into the zone. More times than not, you're going to throw one about chest high, and it's going to get hit a long way or get hit really hard. So hopefully Miles can get the ball low in the zone before he makes a mistake right over the middle of the plate.
That pitch missing for a ball as well, and looks like Pontotoc might be ready to go back to the bullpen here.
Give him that good whistle, Coach Browning.
That one right down Broadway for a strike. Good job coming back. Knew the situation, didn't put anything extra on it, just knew he had to put it in the zone and got the strike call. And there's ball 4. Looks like Coach Browning is going to make a call to the bullpen here, and with this call to the bullpen, we'll step away. Runners on first and second. 2 outs in the inning. Shackelford due up here for the 49ers. We will have a pitching change. Back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here, as we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. New pitcher in the game. We don't have the full roster here for the Red Sox. He is wearing number 3, so if there's any Red Sox fans that are watching right now would like to let us know who this is, hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah.
At Gore Sports.
Pontotoc Red Sox fans.
Yes. Or any Red Sox fans.
Yeah, if any of you Red Sox fans
would happen to know that answer.
It's not going to be Doug Mirabelli or Jason Varitek, but it could be somebody from maybe Holka or Ripley, somebody like that.
And so 2-0 is the count here, as he has been greeted by Shackelford. Shackelford 0 for 2 on the day. He was thrown out trying to advance to 3rd as that pitch goes high for a ball.
Every time I hear the name Shackelford, I think of the King of the Hill, which it was Dale Gribble's fake name, Rusty
Nice.
Shackelford.
Nice reference.
King of the Hill is really underrated, by the way.
If Lee Adams was watching, he would be proud. That's his favorite show.
It's so good.
And that pitch goes high for a ball. Back-to-back walks now, and the 3rd time today that Shackelford has reached on a walk. And they should be bringing up Harwood here. Make sure no changes again, as I said. Not your typical ball game. Typically, especially on the JUCO level, the umpires turns around and let us know when changes have been made. And this is going to still be Gabe Harwood.
I think games like this for umpires are more like, let's keep the game going and let's make sure that they're on time and strikes are called, bats are swung. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I think is going on here.
That pitch missing high for a ball.
Checks are signed, cars are driven, repeat the process.
That pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Bases full of 49ers. They lead it 7-0 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Trying to find a way out of the jam here, and that pitch goes high, nearly hits him. Goes for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Harwood. I believe it was his sister that was a Diamond Girl at ICC. Is that pitch missing high and inside for a ball. 3-1 now is the count. Got to see her last weekend. It's always good when you get to catch up with people you haven't seen in a while, maybe come through ICC, or you may have got to play some ball with, or like for you back in the day as that pitch goes for ball 4 and then a push across a run here for the Niners. But always good to catch up with people you ain't seen in a while.
Yeah, I don't see guys like Delvin Zinn or Tay Davis enough, but unfortunately I see my brother way too much. John, who's the best player I ever coached, but also one of the worst players humans I ever coached.
That reminds me, and I've told you this, and I've been saying I want to do this, I just hadn't had time. But TV7 has defaulted, and I have all their ball games, so I've got some ball games of John and possibly you as well.
Oh man, y'all need to burn the ones like that I played in, but there'd be a textbook on how not to play defense and be a bad teammate. But my brother would be fun to watch.
He could score back in the day.
Man, he could. He led the state in scoring 2 years in a row. He was a dandy dozen. He could really play, and he is a lot like you talking about Stone Collier. He was a gym rat. Man, he spent more hours in the gym than anybody I've ever seen. He was one of the first players in this area to really put an emphasis on strength and conditioning. From the time he was a freshman, he had a personal trainer in Memphis, Dean Lotz, who was really famous for training a lot of those athletes who's now passed away. And that was kind of what John had going on. And he played in Memphis for 2 years as a high schooler. And then when he moved to West Union, it was a little bit of a, I don't want to say easier, but he just went from playing 6'6" D1s all the time to a little bit of a different league. A more coach-oriented, scheme-oriented, not player-driven.
Right.
So it was very advantageous for him.
There's going to be another walk there. That was Gann at the plate, and bases loaded. So the merry-go-round still a turning here as Harwood draws a bases-loaded walk. Now Gann drawing the bases-loaded walk, and looks like Coach Browning may be getting ready to come out and maybe make another switch here.
Making a real slow walk out there.
He's just sent the guy down, and so maybe trying to buy a little bit of time here to get him in the contest. Oh, by the way, a runner came in for Harwood earlier. That's number 11, Hayden Donahue, who is in the contest, and we'll see if there'll be a change made here as Coach Browning kind of looking around. And this is the old school stall tactic to help your pitcher maybe get a little bit more time to warm up, and looks like we may have the first baseman coming into pitch now here for the Red Sox. We're going to step away and come back and try to figure out the situation here It is 9-0 Tupelo. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher in the game is the first baseman, so that is going to be Howell into the contest. His first pitch is low and misses for a ball. Bases are still loaded here for the 49ers. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. 4 runs have already scored, 2 of those after back-to-back bases loaded walks. And then it was an RBI double by Stone Collier, and then a pass ball that allowed the 4th run to score, I believe. So that pitch missing. 2-0 now is the count.
The catcher just shook a mental angry fist at the pitcher for bouncing 2 at the thigh. He's coming right up in there and bouncing him right up against my leg. Oh.
And now it's going to hit Oswalt, so Oswalt will head to first, and that will push across the 10th run of the contest.
Is there a run rule in this? I'm just curious.
No? There is. I don't know if this game,
being the noob over here. Yeah.
Okay, I have to say, because I know this game was scheduled for 7. So, but I think it's 10 after 5, maybe.
Okay. Nothing that matters. I was just curious, you know. Crazier things have happened.
It has. And covering JUCO baseball for the last 10 years of my life, you can see some crazy stuff. And that's the beautiful thing about baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can go on a run, say put 6, 7 runs on the board. Well, guess what? There's no time limit. There's only limited by how many outs. So you can bat and bat technically forever if nobody can get you out.
Yeah. And that's a real helpless feeling or powerless feeling as the pitcher when you cannot throw a strike, and the only thing you can throw up there, they mash.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged over here.
I pitched one time when I was little. My ERA is still going right now.
It's infinite.
It is. That pitch inside.
Nobody ever really likes to talk about fantasy sports, so I'm not going to talk about my team, but I have that thing when I have a pitcher and he'll go out there and he won't get an out. And he'll give like 10 runs, and it won't show up that day, but it'll show up the next day in the weekly totals. So, but with that being said, I got everybody messaging me in this group. Shout out to the greatest fantasy baseball group known to man. We have 16 teams, 15 of my best friends, and it's I will not incriminate myself, but it's a high money league, and it's a year-round text message thread that we kind of are always doing. And right now we're kind of lost because right now we would be talking baseball and trades, and they have to talk about their wives, and I have to talk about my girlfriend, like their kids.
You're like, man, we have a life outside of this.
Yeah, I would really like to know what's going on with Aaron Judge or Christian Yelich, but instead I get to see how the family vacation to Branson, Missouri has been going, which is, it's still fun.
So that walk issue to Davis pushes across the 11th run of the inning, and now this is going to be Ketchum coming to the plate. Still 2 outs and bases loaded here for the 49ers.
My friend Jarrett Vandegrift, he beat me last year in the championship round. It was about a $300 difference.
That ball gets away, and the run scores there. Run number 12 after that wild pitch. see that one I could not enter because I'm a guy, I forget about my teams. So I'm the one that, like, say if I'm playing and I got a good player, you're like, hey Gore, look, you're not playing, you're not in the chase. Why don't you just trade me a good player for Otis Nixon?
So Otis Nixon is a fine player.
That's my favorite baseball player.
But we veto stuff like that because there's money at stake and we don't want anybody to get an unfair competitive advantage. But last year I got beat in the championship by my friend Jared Vandergriff, like I said. And what we did was we put an extra amount on top of the entry fee. So like if it was 100 and that made it 125, and the extra $25 went to buying a gift card for the winner, and they also got the money and a pair of Blue Deltas.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so it was pretty cool. Kind of like that's the trophy. You know what I mean?
That is worth entering there by itself.
Yeah, it's kind of gambling. Put $25 out there, and you might get a pair of $500 blue jeans.
Low pitch, but called a strike for strike 3, and that will end the inning. They get 7 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. Back with more right after this. Tupelo in control, 12-0 here over the Pontotoc Red Sox. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now head to the top of the 5th inning. Tupelo in control, 12-0 here in the first of 2 games today as this pitch is fouled back off the netting. This is going to be Lee, Fortune, and Clark scheduled up here for the Red Sox. Got to do a little bit of work here, Mac, to get back. Or not Mac. You're not Mac. You're BB. Brian.
Yeah, it's either way. I kind of take it as an honor that you call me McKinley. He's a man of upstanding virtue. I appreciate that.
We're talking about the same guy. Oh,
that guy. You're thinking of McKinsley.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
McKinley's my guy. He's going to really crack up when he listens.
He's going to be like, because he kind of hurt my feelings. I'm not going to lie, because he watches it. So it's like 2 in the morning when he sent me a text. He's like, Gordon, you need some help. And I was just like, was it that bad? And he's like, no, I don't mean that. I'm just saying it's just a lot to talk by yourself during a game. So he's like, I'll reach out to Brian. I was like, bring it on. So we'll probably get the next one to be like the next text at like this morning at 2. He'd be like, hey, yeah, don't do that again.
Did you just call me McKinsley? That's what he'll say.
Did you say McKinsley?
But no, yeah, that umpire just took one off the inside of the foot there. Yeah, that's gotta suck.
Good job by the catcher to go out and talk to his pitcher there. Just say, hey, that hurt. Let's give him a second to catch his breath. That pitch outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here to Lee. His second at bat of the day. He flew out to center field on a well-hit ball in his first at bat. And this one popped up. Third baseman giving chase and just can't get to it as he ran out of real estate over there to the left side. So Lee will have new life here. And we talked about it the other day, but a nice little showing here at the ballpark. They are following the guidelines of distancing and being safe outside. But another thing I noticed up there on the hill, people finding that shade.
Yeah, shout out to them. They're the smart ones here.
Yes.
If there's a doctor in the house, if he's not sitting in the shade, he's not the smartest person here.
Is that pitch missing high and outside for a ball?
You think Gloria's got the air conditioner cranked up in that concession stand, or what do you think?
Oh, not at all. She is a lady that is like, you know what? If the fans have to suffer in the heat, I'm going to make that sacrifice.
She's a lady of the people.
She is.
Former mayor of Plantersville.
Always has been.
Local politician, and probably the biggest mental health advocate in our area. I think she may be the chairperson for like the North Mississippi Mental Health Association or something like that. So shout out to her for all she does. And I'll tell you something, she kind of loves that coach for the Tupelo 49ers a little bit.
Yeah, you know, friends pick on friends, and I made the mistake of picking on McKinley one time on Twitter, and she let me know about it.
She will.
She will. So
she picked him up one time at a gas station after a high school football game. We were at Pontotoc and drove him home. He left his car at the school or something like that. He had to call his mom at 11 o'clock at night to come pick him up over there off Auburn Road. She did it without batting an eye.
Tell you right now, Sue Gore would be like, well, I hope you got your good shoes on.
Sticky thumb out.
Uh-huh. So that pitch fouled out of play. 0-1 is the count. This is, I believe, Fortune at the plate.
I think that's the night we went to Amory and we ate at Atkinson's Steakhouse before.
Oh, man.
And I pulled the mayor of Tupelo trump card so that we could get a reserved table in a packed house.
Swing and a miss. Snap throw down is not in time. And, man, I need to try that one time. This is Fortune at the plate.
Yeah, if you just say that you're the mayor of some random small town nobody knows, you can get a lot done. I did a lot in Tupelo, and it actually exists.
Tupelo is what I used to call it.
Okay. Well, it's actually a really esteemed place.
It is.
There's actually that's actually Thaxton. There's a Hollywood actor who's from Thaxton. He was 7'4". His name was Max Palmer.
Really?
Yeah, and he played a lot of like spacemen or apes in like old Tarzan films.
Oh, I guarantee I've seen it.
He was also a professional wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, Max Palmer. He played basketball at the old now defunct Thaxton High School over there. But yeah, that's right across the street from Tupelo. So we got that going for us.
I like it. I like it. The more you know.
Yeah, I lived off Antioch Road over there. That house was known and synonymous for parties, not so much anything of note, but it was a good time.
What's that guy's name again? I'm going to look him up.
Max Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah, he's got a Wikipedia page. One of his wrestling names is Paul Bunyan. I think he was billed as 7'7".
Nice.
But yeah, a little note for you there. Trivia man over here.
And see, I'm a B-rate, C-rate movie guy, so I guarantee I've seen something.
So you watch like Ed Wood films?
Oh, love them.
Okay.
Love them. Matter of fact, like the movie Ed Wood as well. It's in my top 10.
Speaking of local films, and this is not a B-reel film, it's actually a pretty good film, and Brad might be able to help me out over here with this one. What's the name of the Glenn Payne film, Brad? That's the one the famous Hollywood actor. It's like he's in a car. What's it called? Driven. Yeah. Y'all should check that out. Glenn's a really talented guy here locally, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. He had a science fiction film too. I can't remember. Earthrise. Yeah. Y'all should check this stuff out, and Glenn would be appreciative of that. He's a really good artist. He has some stuff on Instagram. I think Artist GP is his name on there, so y'all can find him. Cubicle C. Oh, I forgot you were an actor. Okay, yeah. So check out Cubicle C and all the stuff that Glenn does. He's a really talented guy.
Unfortunately, just out of the sight of your screen there, but a diving catch in foul territory out in left field robbed Fortune of an extra base hit. Now the question, they threw it into third.
Did they double him up, or they paying attention there?
Looks like
he must have got him.
He must have tagged up.
Yeah.
Or at least
had he played by the runner there, because I'd have been.
Yeah.
I'd have been halfway to home.
Yeah, I'd say. So a great play. Unfortunately, as we said, just out of the sight of your camera there, made a leaping, diving catch for the out. This ball popped up and out of play as this, I believe it's still going to be Clark. Yes, it is still Clark at the plate right here for the Red Sox. As that goes for a strike. I need to get those movie names from you.
Glenn's a really talented guy, and like I said, those are good films, but they're locally made, and I think he did a lot of the funding and stuff like that himself, if my memory serves. His brother-in-law Will Ruff, who does work for the Progress some part time, and his wife is Glenn's sister, so she's a really good friend of mine. So
Nice.
I've always kind of been in tune with them and the things that people like that have going on over here.
See,
I go check out the improv show down at the Link Center. It's always fun. the Western Shake Rag group. There's a lot of talent in Tupelo, that kind of underrated and untapped.
And that's just going to be a ball that falls to center field. Nobody at second. Tried to see if you couldn't deke a throw out of him, but did not. Runner wisely staying over at third on that shallow fly ball, but just put them where they ain't. And that's the second hit of the day for Davis. Clark.
Some coach was out there, like I said before, saying, run it back, run it in.
Yep.
When in doubt, run it in.
So Clark, who was hit by a pitch, now has a single in the contest. Second hit of the day for the Red Sox. And now runners on the corners here for Pontotoc. They trail 12-0. There is one out here in the inning. Back to the top of the lineup. This is Hobson.
Hobson's third at bat here. I'm expecting him to make some adjustments here and try to get his arms extended and drive something over to the left center field gap. If he puts something on the ground, maybe to the left side of the infield where they've had the shift going on over there, he probably end up on second base if it dribbles through.
He is grounded out to the shortstop and flew out to center. It's that pitch right down the middle for a strike. Evens up the count now at 1-1.
Caleb's dad was a football and basketball coach at Pontotoc as well, and they did a really good job with Caleb. He's a good kid. Caleb was an all-division basketball player, athletic and get up, play above the rim. I coached him at Pontotoc for his freshman year as well. It was a real joy to coach him.
Well, that Hobson name is just, it's an athletic name. You look at the, Medarius, people like that. I don't know if they're family, but, when you see the name Hobson, you know they're going to be athletes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of folks that are kin through the Hobson bloodline and genetics down from that South Pontotoc, Chickasaw County corridor there. Highway 15.
Yes.
A lot of good athletes down that way.
Yes, most definitely. That pitch.
Algoma's got some good athletes. They really do. Yeah.
Yep. That'd be a good, you do a podcast. Y'all do a podcast well. I do a podcast bad. But that would be a good one just to kind of just look at the lineage of names that come through. Because I'm a Calhoun County guy. You got the Armstrongs, the Fox, the Cooks, and people like that.
Jennings. They come through there, right?
Jennings, yes. It's that pitch missing low for a ball. 3-2 now is the count.
I saw a thing the other day on Twitter, and it was people were quoting it. Who is the most famous alumnus from your high school? And Pontotoc has Wesley Walls.
Yeah.
Like Horn Lake or South Haven has John Grisham. Horn Lake had David Baldwin.
Nice.
Noxapater had Van Chancellor. But I was trying to think who was our most famous person at South Pontotoc, and we don't really have one because Wesley Walls moved from South to Pontotoc.
Right.
But who would be the most famous alum from Calhoun Academy? Was there a representative or anybody in politics from there?
Athletically, it'd be Jonathan Dismuke probably. I mean, there's probably some people.
I'm just talking about anybody, just anybody. South Pontotoc, I could not think. Josh West is a pretty prominent guy.
Bill Russell.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry, Bill. How dare me?
That's a good question. I don't know. Jonathan Dismuke went on to play golf. He was on my golf team.
Yeah. Who's the most famous alum from a Calhoun County school?
Dave Parker, first ever baseball player to sign $1 million contract.
Is he the guy that played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Dave Parker? Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
So where's he from? Where do you?
Big Creek.
Really?
It says
Did
Grenada.
He go to Bruce?
He went to Calhoun City.
He went to Calhoun City.
Well, I don't know if we can claim him because he went there and then left and went to Ohio.
Okay.
When he grew up, but
he went to school in Calhoun County.
Yeah, when he was young, because that ball popped up and corralled by the second baseman to end the inning. Well, we'll see if they're going to elect to play on. Looks like that might do it here for game one. And see what they're going to do. Yep, that's going to do it here for game one, as it looks like the umpires are heading out. We're going to step away and come back in about 30, maybe 45 minutes with game two. We'll keep the feed going here, but it will not have any sound. And so you'll want to come back in about 30 minutes for the start of game two. Pontotoc wins it 12-0 here in five innings. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here for Game 2 between Tupelo and Pontotoc. Stone Collier getting the start here in Game 2. That first pitch coming your way at 7:13.
Collier 316. Stone.
Yes, stone cold.
Caleb Hobson getting kind of clever right there. He's trying to drop down that bunt.
Collier drops in a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Got Summer Jensen. Oh, I thought you was going to get on the microphone with us, Summer.
Senior Legion baseball DJ extraordinaire.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why she earns the big bucks. Right now, she's the only working DJ in Tupelo, from what I can tell.
1-2 pitch coming from Collier. Slider that just slipped outside the strike zone. And
I know that's the truth because I haven't had a mustache bash in a few years, so those are kind of dried up. No weddings going on right now that people can dance at, so I'm not doing those.
This pitch popped up. It's going to go straight behind us here in the broadcast booth. 2-2 now is the count. This is Hobson at the plate. 12-0 in 5 innings. Tupelo won the first game of the day as that pitch missing for a ball. Count goes full now at 3-2.
One thing we can all agree on, we want strikes.
Yes.
Balls in the zone.
There's a fastball ripped out to the left side, and that's going to go for a leadoff single. Nice patient at bat that time. Good bat on the ball, and started the Red Sox off in the positive right there. Is Collier, he was 3-2 in the count, so you knew he had to get something he could hit, and good job laying back and waiting on that one.
This is a good game for a younger player like Stone to pitch in. You got some pretty good players on Pontotoc's roster. They didn't hit well, get on base much last game. They're going to be a little bit more focused, try to salvage the night, you would think. So it'll be a little bit more of a grind, I think, than Game 1 for the 49ers for sure.
I believe this is Albritton at the plate now here. As a pickoff move over to first. No tag applied.
I do not know what Nikki Browning's steal sign is, but I think it should be on right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even have one. Just be like, go when you're ready.
You probably just look over at Caleb and point to second. It's happening. You better pitch out.
And that's what they're going to do here. And Hobson able to get back quickly that time. Pretty good little jump on the ball that time by Collier.
Most folks have a throw-over move, and they have a deceptive get-em-out move.
Yep.
It'll be interesting. And I know Stone is coached that way.
So still awaiting the first pitch here to Albritton. And he couldn't catch up with the high heat there. That goes for strike one. Albritton in the first game of the day was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So looking for his first hit of the evening here. Sun starting to set here in Tupelo. Pickoff move over to first, not in time. So we'll have to battle that sun for a little bit with the camera. You, sir, are battling the sun right now. I have strategically put myself behind the window divider.
I like that. You knew this is not your first rodeo.
Not at all. Runner goes. Throw down is not going to be in time. Swinging strike. So that'll be a stolen base there for Hobson.
Not much chance for the catcher, even if he did bounce it out there. It's just,
right.
I'm always scared for the pitcher in that situation, I mean.
Yeah. It's one of those you got to know to move.
Yeah. Me, I would try to move and I would fall face first down in front of the mound and look very unathletic.
Same here.
But at least I wouldn't get hit with a ball.
Nice breaking pitch, just falling out of the zone a little bit too much for the umpire's liking. 1-2 now is the count here to Albritton. Runner at second. That's Hobson, who had a nice at-bat to start us off. He singled on a well-hit ball out to the left fielder. Collier on the hill here for the 49ers. Batter takes time, and we'll reset and do it all over again. We do appreciate those that are joining us this evening as this pitch fouled off and out of play. The 49ers are scheduled to play tomorrow night, I believe at 8 o'clock, and if all goes well at work tomorrow, I will be back to broadcast that one.
And if all doesn't go well tomorrow, you'll probably still be back to call.
Yeah, you're probably right. In all honesty, you're probably right.
You'll want to come back to call it then.
It might be a good way to be like, I got to go.
Yeah. Oh, guys, sorry, I got this obligation to my friend McKinley.
Yeah.
Mayor Planners was going to be, former Mayor Planners was going to be there. I got to do it.
Got to. 2-2 is the count. Runner at second base. Albritton at the plate. Collier on the hill here for the 49ers. This pitch fouled off. Nice at bat going right now by Albritton. He's fouled off a couple of pitches to keep this AB alive.
I'm just going to be real. If anything's hit to the left side of the field, you're going to have to tell me what's up because I cannot see it.
Yeah, it is brutalizing you.
It's good baseball time though. You know what I mean? Like I bet it feels good out there.
Fastball, and that one's flared off to the right side, and it's going to stay foul. So Albritton trying to find a way to win the battle here.
This is that time of day where you're driving from Tupelo to Oxford on the 4-lane, and the sun's hitting you in the eyes, and you can't see, and it's terribly dangerous. This is that time of day.
Yeah, that's Fulton to Tupelo when you top that hill right before you get to Veterans.
Yeah. It's kind of like a vampire when the window shades get pulled up. You're like, I can't see anything. That's how I feel anyway.
Pitch misses, and the runner is going to go after the ball got away from the catcher. Pretty good pitch to throw on that time. Just couldn't quite squeeze it with the mitt as the runner will get the free pass over to third base. So now runner at third. 3-2 is the count here to Albritton. Fastball missing low for a ball. Collier's been aggressively going after that low zone strike, but hadn't really got that call yet.
Yeah, and that's kind of a scary pitch because, if you throw it in the dirt and it gets past the catcher, Hobson's going to score. You know what I mean? But you don't want to give up the free pass, and you kind of want to get him to maybe chase one. So I would say that was a safe pitch there, but maybe it could have been executed a little bit higher in the zone. But, it's okay. First and third, not the worst case scenario right now. Double play still in order. I can't even see how many outs we got out there, but
there's no outs right now.
Yeah, yep. You get the double play right here to concede the run at third.
As that pitch fouled off. This is Coleman at the plate here for the Red Sox. In game one, Coleman was 0 for 1 with the walk. Runners on the corners here for the Red Sox. Collier, kind of a half-hearted pickoff move that time, just keeping him honest over there.
That was that throw-over move. He'll do the magician trick later. There it is, right on the hip. Boom.
So 0-1 is the count here to Coleman. Curveball, beautiful, slow breaking curve, and fouls that one off, and 0-2 now is the count.
The NBA's coming back. We didn't even mention that, you and I. We didn't even talk about it.
My Pistons aren't invited back.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. They weren't one of the top 22 teams in the NBA this year.
How many teams are in the NBA?
Like 30.
We're probably not even the top 40.
Eight did not make the playoff or the play-in. And they're only having the play-in so they can try to get Zion in, and that's cool. I respect them. They're not even trying to hide it. You know what I mean? It's just like let's blatantly try to get Dame Lillard and Zion in before we get the Grizzlies in. That's cool because Ja Morant's gonna tell them the what for.
Yeah, you a Grizzly guy, so you loving life right now.
It is life.
Yes.
It's not doom and gloom. But I'm excited about being able to watch some basketball. And basketball is one of those sports where the fans matter.
Yeah.
And home court advantage matters.
Yep.
And there's not going to be any. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I feel like young players sometimes are too inexperienced, green, and naive to be caught up by the moment. Mm-hmm. And if you take the fans out of there and the emotion of it, it might be to a more, not an advantage, but more of an advantage for a team like the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could see them possibly stealing a game against the Lakers, where if they played a traditional series, they're probably getting swept. Yep. You know what I mean?
And to go to that, that year that Oklahoma and Memphis played in the, what was that? It was Durant.
It would have been the semis.
Yeah, semifinals. Yeah. I covered some of those games, and man, when Memphis is good that deep in the playoffs, it's a fun atmosphere. Oklahoma was a really cool atmosphere. But, yeah, that's just taking that away from that. I mean, it's still good to have basketball, but, yeah, it's going to be big. As there's a ground ball to the right side, and that's going to score a run and possibly get a hit. Yes, it will.
Tough play to make right there. Not much you can do. Charging as much as you can, but you're kind of playing back towards the grass.
So the first run of the afternoon, or I should say evening, for Pontotoc, as Coleman gets that RBI single to score Hobson. It was also a good job by Albritton that time. You saw him taking those choppy steps to kind of block the view of the second baseman and really kind of gave his runner a few extra steps to be able to reach safely.
All sorts of gamesmanship in baseball. Little things. Like swinging when a batter's stealing, when a runner's stealing, to kind of just distract the catcher. There's a lot of things that go on. Legal things. But,
yes.
But not like the cheating with the hand sanitizer. But.
And so that was a pitch that got away from the catcher that time, and Townsend is at the plate. 1-0 is the count here from Townsend. Still no outs. We're in the top of the first inning. Pontotoc leading 1-0. Fastball just tailing off a little bit too much. So 2-0 now is the count here to Townsend. Well, this is a guy you got to be careful with here. Is that pitch in there for a strike?
You reminded me of John Madden right there. Now here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
I guess I'm just going to throw a sad thing out there. I guess he's not doing too well. It's getting older because you just don't see him anymore.
They don't see him, don't hear. Yeah.
Like sometimes they'll trot an old guy like Terry Bradshaw out, or Jimmy Johnson, still kind of sharp. But I guess we don't ever see John Madden, so he must be pretty advanced in age. You know what I mean? And
and he was that first. I can't say first, but thinking about it, he was the first really unpolished guy on the microphone.
Yeah.
And kind of opened the door for a lot of other guys to come, and he really brought the entertainment aspect to the play-by-play for him.
I enjoyed his character, that he, and the things he would say off the cuff. He was about coach speak, but he said it in a different way. I mean, his cliches were different than everybody else's cliches.
3-2 pitch coming. It's popped up. Right fielder charging over. Now second baseman is going to come over and will not make the catch.
Was it a foul ball?
And they're going to say it was a fair ball.
Okay.
Huh. Well, Brad and I were same school of thought with that noise. So I guess they're going to say he touched it. So that's going to go.
Yeah, if you're in fair territory and you touch the ball that's in foul territory, it's still a fair ball.
So Brad, is that a hit or an error? E4.
E for error. Effort. Effort.
So kind of a slow start here for the 49ers. And you know what? That can kind of be expected after winning the game 12-0 in 5 innings. And it's really hard to kind of keep that competitor's edge coming back. And right now, the Pontotoc has taken advantage. They've scored 2 runs.
Good healthy cut there.
This is
Ferguson.
Robertson.
Oh,
at the plate. Close.
Close.
We didn't get the roster from Pontotoc, so we're trying to go off the old roster there, and they have mixed the lineup a little bit here. So Robertson's at the plate. You got runners on the corners here.
Coach Browning, sound of a good coach, shaking things up between games, kind of.
And Collier not getting those edges. We saw it in the first game whenever it was Galloway that came in. He was trying to work high in the zone, not getting some of those calls as there's a pitch in there for a strike. So got to find a way to battle through, stay sharp, and not really kind of force anything, just trust your arm and your motion. So that pitch across for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. And there's strike 3. Snap throw over to first, not in time. Well, good job by Collier coming back, settling down, and getting the first out of the inning with the strikeout. And now this is going to be number 19. We do not have a 19 on the roster, so if anybody...
Number 19 in your program, number 1 in your hearts.
100%. So if anybody's watching that could let us know who number 19 is, please feel free.
Memo from the Pontotoc squad. Number 19, your grandson, let us know who this young man is.
Let's see if I might have that in some previous games. Probably did not write down the numbers, to be honest with you.
Got a good-looking bat, white ceramic thing out there.
Yep, and of course I did not write down the numbers, so that is unfortunate there as well. So that pitch is strike. And that pitch fouled off, 0-2 on the count. Collier doing a good job after getting rattled a little bit. Kind of settling down now, getting ahead in the count. 0-2 with 1 out. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here. Curveball just up too high. Good pitch to go to there. After going fastball, coming up with the curve and just couldn't quite get it down enough for the strike call. Oh, good looking pitch there. Called a ball.
Close.
Yeah.
For a, what is this? Is this Thursday? For a Thursday night at about 7:30, I'd have been,
Yeah, most definitely. And that pitch fouled off. No,
Off
they
his
said they
knee?
hit him. He swung at the.
Is that Marty Wade behind the plate? I can't tell. It is? Man, I love Marty.
That was interesting there because he made the motion to swing and said it hit him.
Marty and the Freddie Beans basketball officials, one of my favorite crews.
Oh, Lord.
They're the opposite of the Donnie McKay, Frank Dura crew. There's a different game played out there, but both are equally as awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you get one of those crews in the gym, do you have the biggest game of the weekend? You know what I mean?
No doubt. No doubt on that. So now bases are loaded here and an opportunity for Pontotoc to get something going as this is number 3. Okay.
This is the young man who came in and pitched in the last game.
That's right.
We did not know him then.
Yeah, so don't
Number 3, off the top of my head, Babe Ruth. Is he with 3?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
That pitch goes high for a ball, even with the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Bases loaded here for the Red Sox. They lost the first game 12-0, trying to rebound and see if they can earn the split tonight. This pitch popped up left side. Third baseman going over in foul territory will squeeze it for the out.
Those are never easy.
Not at all.
Yeah, you know, baseball it's much more simple where you're coming in and out, side to side, lateral movement. It's one of those things you don't necessarily work on all the time. You know.
Right. And luckily, the field's not flipped because we're having to look back into the sun right now. You know, it's rough.
Yeah, right. I mean, it would have been a little bit of a hindrance, that's for sure.
So bases stay loaded now with 2 outs. That pitch across for a strike. Batter at the plate didn't necessarily agree with that one. So he's wearing number 6. That ball gets away, but blocked up nicely that time by McCoy to keep it in front of him. Still a good crowd sticking around for the nightcap here in Tupelo. I believe they've got 3 games lined up tomorrow.
6, 7, and 8. Is that right? Or
there's a pitch across for a strike.
Not an hour in between. What would it be? 5.
Yeah. Let me see if Max sent me that.
4, 6, and 8.
3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
Close. 3, 5, 30, and 8.
Get low. Get low.
So tomorrow it will be at 3 o'clock. The Amory team is known as the North Mississippi Indians taking on Tuscaloosa. Pontotoc will take on Tuscaloosa after that, and then Tupelo will take on Amory at 8 o'clock. And as I said, everything goes well tomorrow at work. I'll be back for the 8 o'clock game. As there's a pitch looking at strike 3. Big time strikeout there for Collier. Gets out of a bases loaded jam. Minimum damage done there in the top part of the inning. 2-0 is your score. We'll take a break and take a look at the other weekend action coming up right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0. Pontotoc with the lead after a pair of runs on 2 hits, an error, and 3 left on base. Due up here in the bottom part of the first inning, Scruggs, Marshall, and Cheek here for the 49ers. This pitch is going to miss low and outside for a ball. This is number 12 on the hill here, and again, we don't have names, but I almost want to say this is Hale on the mound. I could be wrong on that, though. So again, if you know who these players are, we didn't get a roster from Pontotoc. This is number 12 for the Red Sox. Hit me up on Twitter at GoreSports. At GoreSports.
Or hit him up with a follow. Or, whatever. You don't just have to ask questions.
Yeah,
or you can also follow at BD Baldwin24 if you feel good. I'm just saying.
That's more worthy to follow than the GoreSports side of it. Or MS98 Scores.
Oh, yeah. We can do that. Yeah, because that's coming up.
Yeah.
You can also follow at Blue Delta Jeans or at Happening Pod. There's all kind of things you can follow on Twitter. You can follow at Brad Locke.
Yeah.
BRADLOCKE.
Locke with an E. Yeah. Pronounced Locke, not like A.
Local thespian and journalist as well.
All around cool dude.
Yeah.
As that pitch fouled back for a ball.
So I'll tell you a cool thing about Brad. I was at the South Pontotoc girls basketball playoff game this year with McKinley, and after the game was over, he had to go write the article with Bill. And as he walked by me, I saw him in his purple Mustache Bash shirt, and I DJ'd it, and it got me really excited. And I looked at Brad, I was like, man, that's a really cool Mustache Bash shirt. And he looked at me because he knew he was about to have a tough conversation with Bill, and just kind of gave me a little nod. I felt pretty good about it.
Well, Scruggs.
He knew it was not fixing to be pleasant in the locker room.
Scruggs leads off with a walk there, and I've been there a few times back in my TV days with Bill.
Yeah, it can either go really, really well, or it can just be.
I'll tell you,
you're at his mercy.
I'll tell you a funny story about Coach Russell, and it's one that as a runner goes, the throw down is in time. Nice shot there.
Nice throw by the catcher.
To erase Scruggs, and Scruggs gets up and tips his hat and says, good shot. But so back in my TV7 days, back when Amy Reeder and that bunch was playing at Pontotoc, every time Bill saw me, he would always just come up and slap the fire out of my back.
Okay.
Like as I'm doing a broadcast or anything like that. But we're at the Mississippi-Alabama All-Star game, and I'm talking to Amy Reeder after the game, and he just comes by. Gore, pow, good to see you. So I'm just to the point where I'm just like out of breath. He slaps me so hard. And then as there's a strikeout of Marshall, there is a baseball game going on. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
And Amy,
people enjoy. We got to entertain.
Yeah.
People want entertainment.
And Amy looks at me and goes, he does that on purpose because you won't say anything to him. So the next time he saw me, he come up and he just rears back, gets ready to pop me. As soon as he hits me, I fall out of my chair and do a little small roll forward.
A wrestling fall.
Yeah. And he goes, who told you? He didn't react to me falling or anything. He just goes, who told you?
Who told you? He made an awesome recommendation this year to McKinley and I to go eat at the Crawdad Hole in Water Valley when we went there.
So money.
It was so good.
Big swing and a miss there as this is Cheek at the plate now here for the 49ers. 2 away quickly here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 is the score in favor of Pontotoc. As this pitch popped up, it's going to get back and out of play. Fish House Fridays. I'm ready for those.
Man, me too.
We need to try to find a way to link up with Locke on a Fish House Friday.
We can do that.
Our Fish House Fridays during football season. We'll try to communicate on that one.
We'll find a common venue and we'll go.
As they're swinging strike 3, a nice 3-up, 3-down inning there, and Lady Mo, she's wearing the red and white right now. 2-0 Pontotoc after 1 complete. We'll take a break and come back with the top half of the inning right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the sun continues to set here in Tupelo. Stone Collier on the hill here for the 49ers as Pontotoc leads it 2-0.
Shout out to Michael Bland sending me a tweet, and I should have known this about South Pontotoc's notable alum. He mentioned Misty Knight, who was her maiden name was Misty Williams. She was a year older than me, but now she is a traveling magician. She's actually married to the magician Kyle Knight. But I mean, if you're getting cut up in boxes and disappearing, you're a magician as well. But yeah, she was a talented girl, and she made her way pretty well. And they right now they've kind of stopped doing all that stuff. But she was always on cruise ships in Vegas. Yeah, so she's pretty famous. Shout out to him for.
I went to ICC with her.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There's a line drive right back to the pitcher, able to scoop that one up and toss it over for the first out. And Chad Stewart messaged me and said Logan Stewart is on the mound for the
Red Sox.
For the Red Sox,
awesome.
He is from Bruce.
Appreciate that. I was hoping when Michael sent me that link to the famous South Pontotoc alum that I was going to clink it and it was going to be me, but it was not.
I'm surprised he didn't go ahead and say it was you.
No, he's right. Misty's actually been in front of famous people. You and I just be on the 98 Scoreboard show. It's cool.
So now, let's see, I'm trying to get a new number on this batter here.
I'm having a tough time seeing it.
Saying he won't turn to us. It's an 8.
Gary Carter.
Lee, McGregor Lee at the plate. That pitch across for a strike.
Generous use of the strike zone by umpire Marty Wade there. I like the style.
Well, Marty's a good dude. He's been at it a while. High chopper, second baseman gets it. Plenty of time. Throw over is there for the out. 4-3 for those of you scoring at home.
I was a high school basketball player, and he was a young official back then. He was always good and consistent, and he brought a lot of energy out there. And as a player, you like somebody that's out there working. You know what I mean? You know they're not going through the motions. He does good. He has good dialogue with coaches. Very respectful. But there's a few magic words you can't say around Marty. He'll stick you. I've seen that happen.
Back up top now to Hobson on the top of the lineup. That pitch across for a strike. Now, I will say he's kind of mellowed out in his old age, because I remember a few years ago he would ring you up on strike 3, but at the same time there'd be a cloud of dust coming up behind him too, because he would get into it, drag that foot behind him, kick some dirt up. So we'll see if he might do that tonight.
He's like Leslie Nielsen in Naked Gun, Enrico Palazzo.
Yes. Yes. All right, so we did find out that Stewart is number 12 for Pontotoc.
Awesome. Shout out to our listeners for helping us. We appreciate that.
Well, here's the thing. That's Chad Stewart, who was actually at the game, said somebody watching messaged him to say we didn't know who it was.
Well, I'll tell you what, whoever listened and relayed that message to Chad, we really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you appreciating me appreciating that. And I appreciate the fact that that was the third out of the inning, as we'll take a break and be back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set now to go to the bottom of the second inning. McCoy, Goddard, and Will Armistead due up here for the 49ers as that pitch missing for a ball. Again, a shout out to Chad Stewart and the folks that text him to let us know who that was on the mound, and found out that that is Logan Stewart, fellow Calhoun Countyan. He is from Bruce. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. As there's a line drive off the glove of the pitcher. Second baseman was there. Throw over a little low. No, he dropped it. E3 or E4. E4 is going to be the ruling there. So that'll go for an error. Put McCoy on, and now this will bring Goddard to the plate. We will have a runner coming in here, as that is going to be Connor Davis in to run for the catcher. Number 1, Connor Davis. So Davis taking over at first base. And this is Goddard at the plate, takes that pitch for a ball. 1-0 is the count. No outs. Runner at first. Stewart, that pitch gets outside. Now Davis is going to try to go, no throw. So he'll advance with ease. Stewart came in the previous game, pitched well. They needed an out to get out of the inning, kind of stop some of the bleeding. He's like, Coach, I just need 3 pitches. Let me go to work, and that's what he did. He got that out and got the Red Sox out of the jam. That pitch, missing low.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Still can't see, can you?
No, but it's okay because I can hear and I can feel you, Adam.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Your presence.
6 foot, Brian.
Well, we are that far away.
Yes.
Maybe a short 6 feet.
My 6 foot. If we're that pitch going for a strike. Sun maybe sneaking behind that tree line here soon as this pitch fouled back and out of play. Goddard at the plate here, working with a full count, 3-2, and a runner at second. 2-0, Pontotoc with the lead here in Game 2. Tupelo picked up the 12-0 win in 5 innings in the first game of the day. The Red Sox trying to bounce back and earn the split. A little hit-and-run action, and it's going to be down, and now the runner's going to try to score from third after being kind of caught up for a second, and he will.
Nice heads-up base running right there by the 49ers.
So that'll go for a single for Goddard. He advanced on the throw. Will get the RBI. That allows McCoy to score after reaching on the error.
So I want to talk a little baseball terminology with you real quick.
Okay.
It's something I've always pondered. People say, all right, so when you talk about multiple runs batted in, you say RBIs.
RBI.
Okay. Well, okay. So, it's the
This
plural.
This is a Brad Locke conversation.
We might need Brad on this. So, your thoughts, Brad? When you have multiple runs batted in, is it RBIs or RBI, like a cacti? Right. Okay. Perfect. So I want to make sure next time I tweet that, I mean for real, like or say something about it, I want to be right.
And for those that didn't hear Brad, he and I are from the same school of thought. The plural is on runs.
Right.
So it's RBI.
If you put an S in there, it'd have to be after the R.
Yeah.
If it'd be R's BI.
Capital R, little S, capital B and I. That could be
like pirate speak.
Yes,
R's BI.
R's BI.
Okay, RBI. I'm down with that. I just want to. Yeah, you guys are way more grammatically smart than I am. So.
Well, no. The reason why I'm that way is if I ever have a question. Luckily, I have Brad's number in my phone, so I just text Brad.
Yeah. Well, he's the go-to there for sure.
Hard hit ball, going to go to the right side of the field. This will get out of play. This is Will Armistead at the plate now. He did not play in the first game of the day. Getting some action here in the second. He's an ICC guy, as there's a ground ball. Third baseman gets it with ease, and now throws over and is there in time. 5-3 on the putout of the first baseman, Armistead, first out of the inning, and now this will bring up the third baseman, Carlock. Well, here comes the train, one of the unique features here in Tupelo. Hope you're not going anywhere in a hurry.
I used to live in Joyner, over there in the old Pizza Doctor duplex, kind of got redone.
Yeah.
And it went right behind my house. And for about 2 weeks, I noticed it.
Yeah.
And after that, it just became part of the fabric of the neighborhood.
Curveball just missing outside for Stewart. Good-looking pitch there. Just couldn't get the strike called. When I first started working in ICC, I moved to Tupelo and lived near the CVS.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when it came through, my house and me knew it. The walls were a-shaking. As there's a swing and a miss there from Carlock. Then I moved to Fulton shortly thereafter.
Sure. I'm currently in Chesterville.
Okay.
And
it's got good chicken.
They do.
And pitch high for a ball.
They never mind. You got me thrown off of them at Chesterville. But I live actually by the Old West Fish and Steakhouse down there.
Okay.
They're pretty good. They have a good buffet, pretty good steak.
Hard hit ball that's going to go foul and get out of play. Of course, we talk about Brad Locke, so he's covered some games out here, and I'm curious, have you ever seen a car get hit with a foul ball? Such a shame. Miss Gloria's car got hit, and they promptly apologize. There's a hard hit ball right back up the middle. Shortstop had it, but boots it.
It's going to score one. Oh, it should have. Nope.
So an error there, E6, second error of the contest. And right now, the tying run is at third base with one out in the inning.
When I was playing high school baseball my senior year, we made so many errors that Coach Steve Lyles, our baseball coach, found an old toilet and painted it red and put a white E on the lid. So when you made an error, you had to sit on the E seat, and they would announce it over the PA system, like, and on the E seat.
Oh, wow.
And then more times than not,
it was you.
I was on there. I was not good. I had a tough time with the routine plays, and I always thought I could make the spectacular plays. So
yeah.
Well,
I retired my baseball career after playing at the 1990 Blue Jays.
Okay. And then you started doing play-by-play commentary with one Gary Hintz.
Yes, Yarnsey, as that pitch across for a strike.
I bet he's listening right now.
I hope he is, because
Turkey.
he gets mad whenever I call him Yarnsey.
Well,
one of my proudest moments was talking his twin nephews into calling him Yarnsey.
The Cavaness boys?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was not happy with that. Swing and a miss.
My
Runner
dad
goes, no throw.
My dad, Gary, was my dad's assistant basketball coach at South Haven before he became the girls' coach at Lewisburg, and they had the big basketball banquet at the end of the year, and my dad was sitting there, and he said, I just gave a recognition or something to Gary, and he said he's the best assistant coach I've ever had. And I said, we got home. I said, hey, man, you realize I was your assistant coach for 2 years. So
like, gee, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, we actually share a bloodline, but thanks.
Strike three called there. The tag out applied by the catcher after the ball got away. So now this is going to be Stone coming to the plate. Grayson Stone. He is playing in right field. Well, the sun, she's a hiding now, so.
Oh, I can actually see what's going on. It's wonderful. Hey, here we go here. Got runners on for second and third.
That pitch misses high for a ball. Now, I will say this. They've got these new LED lights out here. Have you seen the field at night?
I've only seen pictures.
It's amazing.
I saw them having a rave the other night for senior night. They were flashing the lights on and off. They look pretty cool, yeah.
They've got each one of the poles lit up with the gold and blue rotating in between. So it makes an already unique field even more unique. And you really like to see the school and the boosters get behind that to provide the type of atmosphere for these high school kids.
Well, you know, and I don't think Tupelo athletes take it for granted that they play here. But I remember being, you know, I went to South Pontotoc and coached at smaller schools. So whenever we came over here to play a game, whether it be basketball or watch a football game or a baseball game, it was like you were coming to the big city for a game. Like, we're playing on the best field at the biggest school with the best players. And it was always a real treat to come over here. And like I said, I know some of these guys who probably don't play here and maybe play at smaller institutions. They probably really enjoy being able to play on such a nice facility. Maybe, you know, like it just speaks well to what they're doing here and taking care of it, and the 49ers for maintaining.
Yeah, absolutely. So that pitch fouled off. 2-2 is the count here to Grayson Stone. Stone pops this one up. Catcher's going to drift back, but it's going to get out of play over the top of us here. Yes, it will. Always wait to hear if you hear that loud pop on the top of us, but it didn't get it that time.
The catcher threw his helmet off there. He's got a nicely done hairdo to be playing this baseball game. I'm impressed. It's hard to make your hair look that good in this heat.
I chuckle because you're right.
I've been wearing a baseball cap since 5:30 this morning, and my hair does not look like that.
As that pitch in there for a strike. Great job by Stewart. Just loaded up, put that one high in the zone, and got out of the jam. 2-1. Pontotoc with the lead. We've played 2. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Is that pitch missing for a ball? New pitcher in the game here for Tupelo is going to be number 6, Zach Gann. So Gann will take over. He's being greeted by Albritton, Coleman, and Townsend. By the way, we did find out the missing names of those players earlier. Once again, thanks to Chad Stewart, who sent these in. Number 6 is Reed Hale out of Eupora. Number 19, Channing Lackey. And then number 3, Joby Cook from Calhoun City. See, it's a community team effort.
Yeah.
All across the board.
One hand washes the other.
Yes, for 20 seconds. 1-0 is the count here.
2 happy birthday songs.
Okay.
Isn't that right? Happy birthday.
Here's my question on the happy birthday song.
I sing it fast.
Okay.
Sometimes I sing the Stevie Wonder version.
See, those are okay, but like the slow, is that just not the most depressing?
Yeah. The Marilyn Monroe was the most overrated thing of all time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 100%. That pitcher calls for a strike.
I missed the point there. My bad.
Yeah. That one fouled back, and now 1-2 is the count.
Oh, I missed the gist.
Just a little bit.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Mafia did her in anyway.
Oh, careful.
I'm just throwing it out there. In a day of conspiracy theories, I'll throw one back from the 60s.
Breaking pitch, breaking a little bit too much, high and outside for a ball. Even the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs.
Yes or no answer. Ready?
Okay.
Has man landed on the – let me phrase this. Did man land on the moon in 1969?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Did you not see that episode of Dumb and Dumber? Hard ground ball. Nice diving stop. Oh, just couldn't find it out of the glove. Great effort over there at second base just to make the diving stop and couldn't come up with it.
They gave him a hit on the scoreboard.
Yep. So Albritton coming up. That was a tough play. Impressive that he got a glove on it, and Albritton, pretty good speed over there.
Couldn't quite make the exchange.
That's probably why, because he knew he had a guy that was speed down the bases and just tried to rush it. So now there should be Coleman at the plate. He swings on the first pitch he sees. Trouble. Can the center fielder get to it? Yes, he will.
Nice
What
play.
a great diving effort out there in center field by Cheek. He had a big home run in our not the previous broadcast, but the broadcast the other day. Had a 2-run bomb out to left center and showing some really good speed out there in center field now.
Yeah, man, really fortunate I got to see that one. It was nice. The sun just finally got down. That was a beautiful play.
It was tough.
The ball was slicing like you were talking about, like our drive off the tee.
Yep. Is that pitch missing outside? They're going to say he went.
Marty's just ready to.
Yeah.
Marty's ready to head back north.
Say Marty's ready to call this one a day. So with 1 out now, 0-1 is the count here to Townsend. He reached on an error in his previous at bat. And took a big healthy swing at that one. Comes up empty. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. This game's scheduled for 5. And Pontotoc leading Tupelo 2-1. Tupelo got the first win of the day, 12-0 in 5 innings. So Pontotoc trying to battle back and earn a split. Time taken. 0-2 is the count here to Townsend. This is Gann on the hill here. Curveball. Ooh.
Nice frame job by the catcher there.
Good looking pitch there. Just a little bit too inside for the home plate umpire's liking. 1-2 now is the count. Runner at first. There is 1 out here in the inning. There's a hard hit ball to the right side. Right fielder will come up and put a glove on it. Nice at bat. Just went with the pitch, put it out there in right field, and got that base hit.
Nice, like you said, nice job of hitting by Pico. That ball would have been a little bit up towards the chest. He would have probably driven that thing off the wall, but he just stuck his bat out there, did what he does. Let the bat do the work, and man, he can really stroke that thing. He's a good hitter.
So Robertson is at the plate now, struck out swinging in his previous at bat. Runners at first and second now. 2-1, Pontotoc with the lead. We're in the top of the 3rd inning, game 2. And this one lifted right side. Is it going to have enough to get out of the ballpark? Yes, it's off the top of the wall. 1 run will score. And they're not going to be able to get 2 in. Now they're going to try to tag him. Oh, they're going to call him out, but he never touched him.
Good athletic play by the shortstop there. Make that catch and tag, or even if it was a phantom tag.
Well, we'll see if you can see it clearly on the replay here. And so the runners had to check up that time as they thought it was a home run. Now they're going to relay it in, and you can't really see it that well, but a big-time break there for the 49ers. So that'll be a single, an RBI, and then 9 to, I believe, maybe 6 on the putout. 1 run scored. So it was a productive eventual out as this ball lifted to the right side as well.
That is going to get out
And this
of here.
one is out of the ballpark. So a big-time shot there.
Number 19.
And that is Lackey with the home run.
One of the new names we just got.
Yes.
Awesome.
So Lackey comes in, and after being hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, we almost saw a home run by Robertson, and then Lackey came in and left that one, no doubt. So now it's 5-1 in favor of Pontotoc, and 4 hits so far in the inning. And now Pontotoc's starting to flex a little bit of muscle here. Fastball outside, missing 4 balls.
Now this is the tough time as a pitcher where you have to reset, get focused, pitch, smarter, not harder. Try to hit your spots, because if you make another mistake, they'll put another one off the scoreboard over there.
Yeah, you sort of see the guys after 2 hard hit balls that traveled well, one for a home run, the other one for what probably should have been a double, but yeah, you're seeing guys starting to take some extra heavy chops here.
The ball gets a little bit bigger when your teammates start hitting it, like basketball. When the ball starts going, when you start scoring buckets, the rim gets a little bit bigger, you get a little bit more confident.
That pitch across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here to Cook. And he chased one that time. Good pitch. Got him to chase one on the outside for the strikeout. Second out of the inning now, and this is going to bring up Hale to the plate.
Well, all right.
Oh, that's 3 outs. That's right, because they got the tag.
Everybody was a little fooled there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, yeah, everybody was fooled.
Everybody but Marty Wade.
Marty knew what was going on. So it's 5-1 now. Pontotoc with the lead. We'll step away and come back with more right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And now as we head to the bottom of the third inning, a big 3 spot on the board there for Pontotoc as they take a 5-1 lead here in game 2. And curveball hangs up a little bit too high for a ball.
So are batting gloves no longer a thing? I've seen a lot more guys not wearing them now.
That's a good question. And one that you obviously pay better attention than I do.
Well, I noticed this guy didn't have it on, and I don't think Pico or Hobson had any. I don't think I paid attention to that earlier a little bit, but yeah. Maybe they got a good tape job.
Might be it.
On the handle. I never wore batting gloves because my hands got too sweaty.
Yeah, I'm not a big wearer. Like I never wore gloves when I played golf either.
Yeah.
I just like the feel of the club.
I wear gloves when I garden.
I don't garden too.
I've seen you doing some yard work.
I'm not a yard work guy either, my goodness. 3-1 now is the count.
Need you a good fishing glove.
I got one of those.
Okay.
I do have one of those.
When you skin your fish.
So 3-1 pitch coming here. This one popped up. Nice pitching on the hands. Try to muscle it out that time. Second baseman will come in and squeeze it to retire Scruggs.
Sawed him off.
So now this is going to be Marshall coming to the plate. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Yeah, of course, you know about the new house, and yard work hadn't been kept up in a while, so
Well, if you need some yard work done, and it might be a little out of your realm, one of my best friends and a former roommate of mine is a horticulturist, and he's a athletics ground supervisor at Ole Miss, Kyle Matkins.
Yeah.
His brother is Zach Matkins, new assistant football coach at Pontotoc.
Okay.
But Kyle would gladly come over and help you out for a small fee, of course. But he would gladly plant stuff, clean it up for you, and do anything you need like that.
There's a hard hit ball right back to the pitcher, and a great play there. Ugh. Looked like may have beat that one out, but it might be a 5-1. It's after 8 o'clock at night out call there.
Maybe a makeup call for that tag on the head earlier.
Could have been. That's more justifiable.
Yeah.
So officially 4-3 on the put out there. So quickly 2 away, and this is going to be Cheek coming to the plate. This pitch popped up. First baseman getting caught off now by the second baseman. Comes over and makes the play. So quickly 3 up, 3 down. Go the 49ers. As we've played 5-1. Tupelo with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the 4th inning. 5-1 Pontotoc with the lead. And this is going to be Hale, Stewart, and then Lee due up here. As, that one, a hard hit ball heading towards the first base dugout. Got over everybody, so no damage done there, but just enough to kind of make a few people flinch.
Scattered them.
So 0-1 is the count. Got a new pitcher in the game here.
Big
that
fella.
one fouled off as well.
See what number we got here. 21.
21, but I don't see that.
All right, McKinley.
Summer, who's that pitcher?
Fair enough.
Who's pitching? Cade Davis.
Yeah.
He was on the other one. Oh, there he is.
There
he just
he is.
didn't write him down as an extra player. There you go. So Cade Davis taking the hill here.
I'm going to blame random assistant coach number 2 over there for that.
I'm going to blame Kyle Krieger.
Okay.
For that. Even though he's not here. 1-2 is the count. Oh, nice action on that pitch there.
Blake Wigington is getting the blame for that.
Is that pitch missing for a ball? 2-2 now is the count. Some of the Tupelo fans wanted that one called a strike. But Marty's been consistent today. He hasn't let that low corner get there. And then that time Davis tried to put a little bit too much on that one. Misses it high and inside. 3-2 now is the count. You know, at the end of the day, all you want is consistency behind the plate. Whether it be consistently inconsistent or just consistent. You want consistent. 3-2 pitch coming. Chased a high fastball. Couldn't hold off on that one. Nice job battling back and getting the strikeout of Hale. And now this will be Stewart coming to the plate. Logan Stewart. You got the start on the hill for Pontotoc, in line for the win. That pitch high and inside for a ball. Ryan Baldwin, Adam Gore brings this action. BB, appreciate you coming out tonight.
Man.
Sitting in on the broadcast.
Thanks for the invitation. It's been a good night. Been fun.
I know you've been super busy over at Blue Delta, so why don't you tell everybody about what you guys got going on?
Man, I tell you, normally for the past 7 years, we've been making bespoke jeans out of the highest quality denims from around the world. Bespoke's a fancy phrase for like made by you or made for you, one-offs, custom pants. And, when the pandemic hit, we pivoted a little bit and we started making PPE, medical masks and face guards. And we've been doing that now since the 1st of March. We just made our 1 millionth mask, which is a big deal. We've been making them for MEMA and other, it's like small entities around the state, a lot of mom and pop clinics. But our big contract's been with the state through MEMA. And we're also shifting now to making medical gowns. So we've got several $100,000 worth of POs for that. And while we're making the masks, we're pretty much making 4 products in one building. We're making the disposable masks, we're making gowns, we're making high-end reusable masks with a filter, a lot of logo type stuff, and we're making jeans. Always making jeans. People will not quit buying jeans, which is a good thing. So it's been fun. It's also been stressful, but we also know that we've done what we were supposed to do. It was a business decision, but it was the right business decision for everybody involved.
That's kind of the American way. You talk about baseball being America's favorite pastime, but it's the American way. Step up when our neighbors and our friends need the help, and that's what you guys did.
Yeah, if we kept one person from contracting the coronavirus or COVID-19 that maybe would have gotten it if they didn't have our mask, I don't know that. But if we did that, then, I guess you would say, to be really cliche, it was worth it. Because it was, what is the value of one life possibly? It's immeasurable and priceless. So, we've extended our working days and hours, but it's been okay. We were able to keep our sewing staff and all of our support staff and, everybody in the front of the house and the back of the house. So it's worked out well for us. And we got some folks that really have been manning the ship. Johnson Benjamin, partner in the company, and our Gene creative guy. He designed masks and he designed gowns, and we got some young interns from state who are doing a lot of work for us that they weren't thinking they'd be doing, and then we got Josh West and Nick Weaver and Tyler Sutliff and Sean Berryhill, just all kind of folks doing a really good job, and I'm proud of them. I really am. It's been a thing I'm very fortunate to be a part of, and we'll say that.
Well, Stewart goes down looking at strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts now, and this is going to be Lee at the plate. Fouls this one right back at you, BB, as goes for strike 1.
I wanted to be like Kobe. I didn't flinch.
I like it.
I wanted to do that. Yeah.
But to speak on the jeans, for those that may not know about Blue Delta jeans, proud owner of 3, and the latest pair I got, and you can tell them more about the material. It's like butter.
Hey, you got some good stuff. It's our new Gino Brown, or what we would call like old gold. And,
Notre Dame gold.
Yep, it's Notre Dame gold, and it's really hot. We have 15 denims. We have 40 colored cotton twills from Holland and Sherry. We got the Gino stuff that's stretchy. Pretty much, it's kind of like Sonic, where they'll have like 50,000 drink combinations with you changing your threads and your cut and the stuff like that you want with your fit with the different denims. There are literally, thousands and thousands of options to do with your pants. We don't bedazzle them. We don't make holes. But we do let you earn your own fades.
There you
go.
So
it's a really cool thing. I'm proud to be a part of since day one and its inception. So it's been a fun ride with that.
Well, that time the ball was popped up in and out of the glove of the catcher, so new life here for Lee as that pitch goes high for a ball. This is Cade Davis on the mound here for the 49ers. He's got back-to-back strikeouts, trying to find a 3-up, 3-down inning here. Real quick, tell everybody where they can follow you on social media as well as the website.
Yeah, you can find us at Blue Delta Jeans on Instagram and at Blue Delta Jeans on Twitter. We got a Facebook page, which is Blue Delta Jeans, and our website is bluedeltajeans.com. You can get on there and design your own jean. You can email it to us. You can create your own closet to keep up with what you have, and we'll keep track of you and keep your pattern on file forever. So all you got to do is point, click, and send that card information.
Well, Davis point and clicked and striked out the side there as 3-up, 3-down go the Red Sox. I'm kidding, I want to say Warriors. But the Red Sox, as Pontotoc leads it 5-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Tupelo got to find some bats and see if they can rally in this one. Pontotoc's going to try to hold on and earn the split this evening here in Tupelo.
Izzy.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We move now to the bottom of the 4th inning. This game's scheduled for 5. It's 5-1 Pontotoc with the lead here in Game 2. Scheduled up is McCoy, Goddard, and Armistead here for the Niners. And so got a little bit of work to do here, Brian, as they trail this one by 4.
Yeah, it takes a couple base runners and a big fly and be right back in it. But, baseball is one of those sports you kind of want to keep the train rolling. So, I'm sure McKinley would love about 6 consecutive doubles right here.
Well, Logan Stewart has pitched really well as he's behind the count now 2-1, but he's come out, put together some solid innings here for the Red Sox and trying to go the distance here to see if he can get the win.
Been around the strike zone consistently, making people swing the bat, making them put it in play.
And that's a fair ball.
It's going to be a double.
So that's going to go for extra bases there and a nice start to the inning here as McCoy doubles up. He reached on an error, eventually came around to score, and now has a double to his credit.
So I need 5 more in a row.
Yes.
Based on my last prognostication.
And I said he came around to score, but it's actually Connor Davis who came around to score last time for the Niners, as he was his courtesy runner, with him being the catcher. So now this is going to be Goddard, Caleb Goddard at the plate. Takes that pitch for a strike. I tell you what I like the most about Stewart right now, even though after giving up that double, seems to be unfazed by it. He just comes right back and throws strikes.
I like that. Not afraid to battle and attack a hitter in a kind of a vulnerable spot. Nobody on. I mean, no outs. Runner in scoring position.
Got a little 4-run cushion to work with, so.
I like a competitor. No matter the score. I like him.
That pitch missing high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. That pitch missing low for a ball. 2-1. Goes the count now here to Goddard. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. So runner at second. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. That pitch missing there, and we're singing the praises of Stewart, and he might be starting to sputter a little bit, run out of gas.
Heck of a job by the catcher to drop and block right there. He's got 2 or 3 straight balls right in the dirt. He's done a good job of blocking. 4.
That ball in the dirt there, and that's going to be ball 4. And see if they're going to try to get someone up to maybe start throwing over here. And even if so, you look at Stewart getting the start, going 3+ innings right now, and in a heat of a day like this, and he's done well so far. He's only given up 2 hits, has struck out 3, walked 2, and a big swing and a miss there by Armistead, who was trying to make it a 1-run contest.
I say try and get 3 of them right there in one swing. But it's kind of like we talk about 2 on, hit a bomb, or hit another double, maybe score 2 runs.
Pickoff move to second. Runner really didn't get that much of a lead, and got back without any issues there. 0-1 is the count here to Will Armistead, the first baseman. Pitch in the dirt again there, and right now if I'm the catcher, I maybe just run the ball out to his pitcher and say, hey, do what you've been doing, man. Trust your arm. Throw good pitches, but now it looks like Coach Browning wants to come out and have a word with his pitcher. So he's going to make
slow walk.
Yeah. Make the slow stroll to the mound. We'll step away and be back with more right after this. And welcome back. No changes made there. Stewart staying on the hill, and that pitch, a nice pitch, but missing outside for a ball. Adam Gore, Brian Baldwin bring you this action this evening here from Tupelo. It's big looping curveball, big heavy swing and a miss there by Armistead.
We're probably the best commentary duo since Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler used to do Raw, I think.
I think you're right on that.
Just throwing that out there.
No argument here. Ground ball off the fist to the second baseman. Going to have to hurry. Only 1 play. Runners will advance. To throw over is in time.
Nice job, Stewart, right there, getting composed, coming back and getting an easy ground ball out. Well, I say easy. You know what I mean.
Yeah, getting the ground ball and getting the out. So.
I would not have made that play, but that guy can.
Well, you and I would not be on the field for the opportunity to make that play.
For sure. If I'm out there playing, there's something drastic has happened.
It's not good for one team because somebody's up really big.
Yeah.
If I'm out there.
Well, there's probably been a dip, but the pandemic's gotten worse. That's the same thing.
So Carlock now at the plate. He reached on an error. Swings on the first pitch he sees. This is trouble. Center fielder going to have to hurry. Makes the diving catch. No, it gets away. 1 run will score. Are they going to ask 2 to score? Yes, they will. Big time clutch hit there off the bat of Carlock. Don't go anywhere, folks. Tupelo trying to fight and claw their way back into this one. Tough play out there in center field. Good effort, just couldn't quite come up with it. And that might be it on the afternoon here for Stewart. Looks like they are going to go to the bullpen. So with this call to the bullpen, we're going to step away. 5-3, Pontotoc with the lead. Back with more right after this. And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to pick up the number on the player. We think it's 23. Or it could be 25 if he'll turn over.
I think it's 23.
That pitch across for a strike. It's 23. I don't have a 23 on the roster that Mr. Stewart finally sent us. I shouldn't say finally sent us, but did a great job of chasing that one down and finding it for us.
Shout out to whoever sent him the note for listening.
Yes, for sure. Oh, they say he went. Yes, he did. Nice job.
Give us a spin, pitcher. Give us that number. give me a one time.
Maybe he'll turn around this time and we can catch him here.
No, out of stretch.
It's because we want to see the numbers why he won't turn his back to us.
Yeah.
So a strikeout there to stop a little bit of the bleeding. Now 2 outs in the inning.
I wouldn't turn my back to two shady characters like us either.
You're 100% correct on that, sir. As this is Grayson Stone at the plate. He represents the tying run. And another beautiful curveball just right in there. And tell you what, whoever this is on the mound, he's coming in taking care of business.
Crafty up there. That was a nice pitch.
Didn't get very many warm-up tosses either, but it's come in and just filled up the zone. And as a coach, that's what you like to see. And there it is, strike 3. Big-time strikeout there. Closes the door and a big back-to-back strikeout. Says, I believe that's 27 is who is on the mound, as that is Johnson. I believe it's Micah Johnson on the mound there with nice pitches to get out of the inning. 5-3. As we'll take a break and head to the 5th. Tupelo running out of outs. Pontotoc trying to earn the split. Back with more right after this. And welcome back to action, 5-3. Pontotoc with the lead as we head to the top of the fifth. Now, I do want to say this. If you're looking for something to do, want to come out to the baseball field, not a baseball fan, I want to tell you this. The music is worth the price of entry by itself, as that's going to be a foul ball. Summer Jensen, the DJ here, and she has been absolutely killing it. Unfortunately, we can't let the music play because we're afraid YouTube will knock us off the live feed, but money.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, was it $5 to get in here?
Yeah.
I mean, you're at least going to pay $15 to get into a big club in a big city.
Exactly.
So, I mean, for a third of that cost, you get twice the quality music. Man, I'm telling you.
And
I don't know how much they pay you, Summer, but it's not enough.
Yeah, and no 2-drink minimum either.
That's true. That's true.
0-1 is the count.
Don't have to worry about an Uber driver later. You can take yourself home, get a grilled hamburger. Man, this is better than a family reunion at the park.
That pitch missing outside. That's a beautiful picture there. As that pitch in the dirt, 1-1 is the count. Not only that, but she also runs their Twitter account during the game.
Okay.
Multi-talented.
Awesome.
Also played for a heck of a soccer program in college. As this pitch popped up, shortstop calling everybody off. Looked like he lost it for a second. Now it's going to come up and misses it. Heads up running right there. And I know a couple of coaches that are in attendance today would love to see that out of their players, as you're always told them to run them out. You never know what's going to happen, and that right there is why you do it. Drop the ball and ends up at second base.
Yeah, I like like I said, Hobson's he's a coach's son.
Yep.
He knows about the integrity of the game and the unwritten rules. And when you hit a pop fly like that, if you're not on second base, if it's dropped, you're probably gonna be sitting. And he knows better than that. It's good.
So Albritton coming to the plate now. Pontotoc looking to add some insurance runs here. They lead at 5-3. This game scheduled for 5 innings, so Tupelo will have the final at bat in the bottom half of the inning as that pitch missing low and inside for a ball. Fastball returned to sender right up the middle. Going to be a long throw. The throw is in time. Hey, that might look easy to most, but that was a tough play by that second baseman.
Don't think that Elvis Presley reference got lost on me right there. He rode up on it.
See, that's one thing I like to do, and it always makes my day when people catch references as I make in the game. Stephen Chris he's the reason why I started doing all that.
He's the man. Stephen, if you're in Utah listening, we love you. We really do.
He might actually be listening since you're on the broadcast. If it's just me, he wouldn't be listening.
Last time he came to town, he let me take him out to eat at Pizza vs. Taco.
Yeah, and I hate that I couldn't join you guys that night.
Yeah, we missed you. You were sick or something like that, weren't you?
I had something come up with work.
Yeah.
That's the story of my life.
I was about to say, that's what her name is? Okay.
Yeah. That pitch drifts high for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Actually, it says 1-1 is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As this is Coleman at the plate. Runner at third. Snap throw down to third, not in time. Just keeping him honest down there.
Yeah. Be careful. You fool around too much, Caleb Hobson will be crossing at home plate.
In a hurry.
Quickly. Quickly.
2-1 now is the count. Hard hit ground ball. Third baseman gets it. Tags him out for 1. Can he get 2? No, he didn't throw it. Or did he throw it?
Really nice play by the third baseman there.
That was impressive. And that, if he would have turned 2 there, I would have hit the replay and then instantly sent that to ESPN. That was just a heads-up play, but very impressive to get the out. And a big out there, because if he doesn't make that play, then the run doesn't score.
Yeah. You know, and I think Hobson probably should have just come on first contact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's so fast.
Yeah.
The guy at third base would have known that. He'd probably just looked there and thrown it first. But a little indecision right there on the base pass. That's a unique play. Doesn't happen often.
Yep.
You know?
Well, they always say when you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before, and that would be it today, especially if you could have turned 2. Man, that would have been absolutely beautiful, but a great defensive effort there.
You know, the wind's not blowing in anymore, so we need to be careful to Pico here.
So 2 outs in the inning. There is a runner at first. That pitch missing low and outside, and I think that is what Tupelo's thinking too, going outside here on Townsend. He's singled, scored a run. He's also reached on an error here in game 2.
If he gets those arms extended, it could go a long way.
Fastball missing low.
He had a pretty good bomb Saturday, didn't he?
He did.
He did.
It was a big boy shot. The wind helped it go over the batting cage.
Oh, wow.
There's a strike, and I say helped it, and probably didn't help it that much.
But it aided it a little.
Yeah, it flicked it a little.
It's like a wind-aided world record in a race. You'd be like, yeah, I mean, he ran, and it's wind-aided, but he still ran a sub-1000.
Exactly,
like, yeah.
Exactly. So 3-1 is the count, and that pitch going to miss low for a ball.
I always get mad or frustrated when they call it wind-aided. It's like I can control Mother Nature or something.
Exactly. Because it makes you question, okay, before you had all this technology, how many other things were wind-aided? All right, so, BB, I know you got to get out of here, my man. So, real quick, I'm going to give a shout-out one few times and kind of wrap it up here for the
Yeah, I'm going to get out here between innings. I got to be at work early in the morning. But, man, I want to give you a shout-out for letting me come up here and hang out. I want to give a shout-out to McKinley for being my boy. We'll let you talk about this base grip real quick.
And there's a hit out to the right side. That's going to score 1 run. They're going to try for 2. No, they're not. That's going to stay a single there. So, RBI single, second one of the day here for Robertson.
Yeah, I want to give McKinley a shout-out for being my guy and letting me co-host what I think is the best podcast in North Mississippi.
That's what I know is the best
for sure,
podcast.
I appreciate that. And doing what he did to kind of get this all put together for these boys this summer. It's a big deal. And like I said, nobody here, fans, me, you, anybody's taking it for granted. I want to give a shout-out to Brad Locke. For coming and covering this. I know they're in a slow sports time right now, and they got a lot going on with the baseball draft and basketball getting started up. And he was here tonight to cover these guys who are, like you said, just playing for the love of the game. And it's been a real joy to call it with you. It's first time doing baseball, and it will not be the last this summer. So I appreciate you having me with you.
You always have an open mic whenever you're ready.
I appreciate that.
So whether that be ICC or here.
Awesome. Well, we'll make that happen, and I look forward to Fish House Friday with you and McKinley soon enough.
So pitch coming outside for a ball. So 2-0 is the count with 2 outs here in the inning. We do appreciate Brian Baldwin hanging out with us tonight, as he is going to sneak out of here. He's got other engagements. Important people have to do important things. As there's a swing and a miss. 2-1 now is the count. Well, I told you earlier in the game, we'll talk about Saturday's games. I haven't told you about that, so let's just go back and look over the weekend schedule, or the next couple of games on the schedule, as that pitch is fouled back. So Friday is going to be a trio of games. At 3 o'clock, it's going to be the North Mississippi Indians taking on Tuscaloosa. 5:30 will be Pontotoc versus Tuscaloosa. And at 8 o'clock, it'll be Tupelo versus the North Mississippi Indians. Saturday, it'll also be 3 games. 10:30 in the morning, it'll be Pontotoc versus North Mississippi. And then at 1 o'clock, it'll be Tupelo versus Tuscaloosa. And at 3:30, Tupelo versus Tuscaloosa as well. Now, it's going to be a 2-hour drop dead time limit. Game will end exactly 2 hours from the start. Free substitutions. And all games are played here at Tupelo High School. So that's what's coming up here for the 49ers. 3-2 is the count. Runners at second, third. Time is taken here. This is Lackey at the plate. He had a home run in his previous at bat. He's also been hit by a pitch. Took a big healthy swing there, but comes up empty for the strike. So they get 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on the base. 6-3, Pontotoc with the lead. Tupelo down to their final outs of the evening. Can they rally to win this one? We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as Pontotoc leading this one 6-3. We're in the bottom of the fifth. This game's scheduled for 5 innings, so Tupelo's got to get it rolling here if they want to try to rally in this one. They trail it by 3 runs. There's a shot. Second baseman should have an easy play on this one. Scoops it up, tosses over. Bang, bang play, but got him out 4-3. So 1 out now. And let's give credit where credit's due. Great job by Pontotoc. They took one on the chin in the first game today, 12-0. But was able to battle back now, and they lead this one 6-3. So they're trying to earn the split here. And that's going to say a lot for the fight in the Red Sox if they're able to earn the split. Oh, beautiful pitch. That was almost a double breaking type pitch. As that one just snuck back into the strike zone. 0-1 now is the count. Big swing and a miss. Quickly ahead in the count now, 0-2. This is Alex Marshall, the shortstop. Grounds this one, fouls it off. And a good job keeping the at-bat alive here. 0-2 is the count. Well, again, as I said, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we'll try to be right back here on the broadcast. As I said, got a little bit of work I got to do tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to get that taken care of in enough time to get out here. 1-2 is that pitch missing low for a ball. Again, remember, if you want to read about today's games, you can do that by going to dailyjournal.com. Brad Locke will have that web special there. Ground ball, first baseman scoops it up, calls off the pitcher, and steps on it for out number 2. 2 away now. Crowd still sticking around pretty nice into the night here. All the action gets fired back up again tomorrow. Be sure and follow Tupelo 49ers on Twitter. I believe they've got a Facebook page as well. That pitch in there for a strike. This is Jackson Cheek at the plate. I don't believe they've had any home games next week. Is that pitch missing for a ball? And got him on an outside pitch. Nice location there. Couldn't check up his swing. And now the count goes 1-2. So the 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. What an outing there. As that time, it's number 27 just coming in and doing work. Kind of stared back at the Tupelo dugout after getting the put out there as Johnson, TCB, taking care of business, and Pontotoc wins it 6-3. Well, that's going to do it for today's action. Tupelo takes the first game of the day, 12-0 in 5 innings, and then Pontotoc rebounds to pick up the 6-3 win here in the nightcap. We do want to remind you again of the schedule this weekend here in Tupelo, or I say this weekend on Friday and Saturday. So at 3 o'clock, it'll be Amory versus Tuscaloosa, 5:30 Pontotoc versus Tuscaloosa, and at 8 o'clock, it's going to be Tupelo versus Amory, or the North Mississippi Indians, I should say. And then on Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, Pontotoc versus North Mississippi. You've got 1 o'clock Tupelo versus Tuscaloosa, and at 3:30, Tupelo versus Tuscaloosa. So that's going to do it for today's broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow night. And then